All right, fans, introducing the starting lineup today for your visiting Bend Elks. Batting first at shortstop, number 2, Elijah Jackson. In center field, number 1, Stephen Meyer. At third base, number 14, Avery Ortiz. In left field, number 12, Braden Terry. Behind the plate is number 3, Bo Sylvester. In right field, number 10, Ryan Christensen. In the DH, number 7, Maddox Maloney. At first base, number 28, Zach Taliga. At second base, number 26, Tyler Peterson. And on the mound tonight for the Bend Elks, number 9, Robert Orlowski. Managing today's game for the Bend Elks is Danny Sales. And now, the starting lineup for your Springfield Drifters. Batting first at the shortstop position, number 7, Dawson Santana. At first base, number 21, Ben Newton. Batting third at left field, number 39, Joe Longo. Batting fourth, number 41, Rex DeAngelis in right field. Batting fifth at third base, number 25, Ryan Cooney. At first base, batting sixth, number 31, Charlie Updegrave. Batting seventh, in the DH, number 15, Ryan Hayes. At catcher, number 28, Brock Leetgib. In center field, number 9, Cole Kleckner. And on the mound tonight for your Springfield Drifters, number 5, Hunter Dryden. Your Drifters are managed by skipper Tommy Richards and assisted by Alan Embry, Jordan Sunich, and Rocco Ferrari. Today's game is officiated by Michael Green and Isaac McAllister. When
After a wild weekend in Portland, the Springfield Drifters return home to Hamlin Sports Complex to face off against the Bend Elks. Springfield currently now just 8-4. They did not complete a single game over the weekend after their first game went 12 innings, 5 hours before the lights shut off at Walker Stadium, and then they had to postpone it to the next day. Well, the next day came, and there was rain in Portland, and the next day came, and also rain in Portland, a little bit of hail as well, and so they didn't get a game at all completed in Portland this past weekend, and now Springfield turns their eyes to the Bend Elks, 5-7 overall. Hello and welcome to Hamlin Sports Complex. Knight Uretsky, your play-by-play broadcaster all season long here on the Drifters live stream. And yes, it was a wild weekend in Portland. And with that, I got to sit down and talk to head coach Tommy Richards of the Springfield Drifters. And we had our Tommy talk today. It was against Spirits. Richards was ejected in the end of the game against Portland, but he was back here today. He is not missing today's game, is not suspended for the day. He is going to be the manager today for Springfield. And with that, let's go ahead and play today's Tommy Talk with head coach Tommy Richards.
Hi, Uretsky here with Tommy Richards for today's Tommy Talk. Coach, 3 scheduled games, and you still haven't completed one. Just tell me a little bit about this weekend and the whole
Yeah.
mayhem that went down.
Yeah, I guess that is a good word. Mayhem. Game one was just a crazy game in its own right? Like, came out to an early lead, and then they clawed their way back, and we're in the 12th inning, and the sprinklers go off and the lights go off, and so that one was banged when the lights turned off on us, and then rained out the next 2 days. So yeah, it's kind of a crazy thing. We're going to reschedule those games. Hopefully we find a good time for both clubs, but can't control the weather, and so just doing the best that we can do with a weird situation for sure.
You had a couple of days off. What did you guys do during those days?
Well, we tried to stay ready, right? So we told our guys like that first rain out, we thought we were going to continue a game, and then we were going to start game two, and that got banged, and then we did the same thing.
We will be
in game
honoring
two,
the Sheldon softball
a little bit of
team.
like hurry up and wait.
Sheldon softball team was this year's 6A state champion team.
The guys got out a little bit and hopefully relaxed and got their minds right for a new series.
With not playing 2 games, how does that affect kind of like the pitching rotation?
Yeah, it kind of changed it a little bit. Like Decker was going to start today, but then Dryden's start kind of got changed, and so we're going to go like with that piggyback kind of a feel where Dryden's going to start this one, and then if things go the way that we think they'll go, hopefully Stedman will be in behind him, and he can have a higher pitch count, and so
we will now introduce the roster for your 6A state champion, Sheldon Irish.
Against the Bend Elks, obviously a little bit of ties close to you. Your parents used to own an organization.
Number 1,
what does it mean to you?
Kylie Recitus.
I just have a lot of respect for them.
Number
and
4,
it's always kind of nostalgic seeing the club. My
Number
mom
5,
and dad poured their
Brianna
hearts into it
Hamill.
for a long time, 15 years.
Number
so
7,
a lot
Jasmine
of pride with the Elks, and
Gallegos.
I have a lot of respect for them, dude. I think they got
Number
really good
10,
coaches.
Olivia
I love the coaching
Gilhuber.
staff, and they got good
Number
players.
11, Ashley Martin. Number 12, Presley DiBaldo. Number 13, Miera Sain.
It'll be fun to face up with them, but just a lot of respect for what they do.
You were an Elk as a player. Do you consider yourself now a Drifter through and through?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Drifter through and through for sure. And
Number 21,
these are my high school colors, so it's more of a fit in that way.
Number
More of a
22,
fit. There you go. Moving forward to today, any changes in the lineups?
Number 23,
No, not really. It'll be a lot of guys that you've seen a lot of already. I think Santana's done a good job. He's earned some at-bats.
that is
In the
your
infield, it'll be
2023
Cooney
6A
at
state
third,
champion,
Santana at short,
Sheldon
Newton at
Irish
second,
softball team.
Updegrave at first, Hazel DH, Brock Lightgibb will catch. In the outfield, Longo in left, Kleckner in center, and then in right field we're going with DeAngelis. So good players, and we got 4 right-handers, 4 left-handers, and a switch hitter, which I'm a little OCD, and so symmetry is like a thing that makes me happy. So you don't plan it like that, but that's just kind of an interesting
Let's give another hand
note
for
for
your
tonight.
softball team. And down there
Already,
with
you
them
guys are in
tonight,
first
Coach
place.
Kim
A lot different than
Strong.
last season. Can you just talk about the process and going from year 1 to year 2 and seeing where you guys are at now?
Yeah, I think that's just a credit to like the players, having good players, and then also like just being able to take care of the players a little bit better, just with like the locker room piece and kind of the off the field kind of stuff. And so I think that our players are better. I think that we're figuring out how to take care of them a little bit more. And then it's a marathon, not a sprint. You know, I mean we're still learning some guys' names. You know, I mean shoot, there's been guys that there are guys that are in uniform that we've never seen play, right? And so it's only 1 or 2 of them left like that, but we're still kind of in that mode where we're learning our group and what makes them tick and how to get the most out of them, so to speak.
Hunter Dryden, you mentioned, is getting the start today. Last time he started, it wasn't really the greatest effort from him, or the greatest performance. What kind of went well and what kind of went wrong in that outing for Dryden?
Yeah, I think just like establishing that fastball, and I think you saw him missing up a lot with the fastball, and so I think that he has a really good arm, and I think that he's maybe forcing it a little bit and trying to do a little bit too much, and I left him up in the zone, and then fastball command is number 1, right? So everything's going to work off that fastball, especially for him, and he just didn't have that in his last outing. But we conserved some bullets. We didn't get the same pitch count, same run out of him as we normally do. So hopefully he's rested, feeling good, and always trust Drydo, and he's been a big part of this thing for 2 years. So I just love seeing him out there.
Lastly, I ask you this every time. What's going to be the key to success today?
Yeah, well, we got to pitch and play defense, right? So it starts on the mound. Hopefully, Drido can pound the zone and establish the fastball, and then I think that it really just comes down to like our mentality in the box, and also, and I know I've said that a lot, just like trying to get our quality at bat rate to like above 50%. Like if 50% or more of our at bats are quality or competitive, we got a good chance. Keep it clean on defense, and then try to steal some bags and hit and run and bunt and execute and manufacture and win the little game.
Awesome. That's been today's Tommy Talk with head coach Tommy Richards.
Thanks, man.
So that was head coach Tommy Richards on today's Tommy Talk. It was a great time sitting down with Coach Richards. Current time is 6:27 p.m. We'll step aside for the national anthem coming up, and after the national anthem, we'll get you today's starting lineups here on the Drifters live stream.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please rise, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Hamlin Sports Complex is the place to be on a Tuesday evening here in the South Willamette Valley as the Springfield Drifters, 8-4 overall, first place in the WCL South, take on the Bend Elks. The Elks coming into this game currently 5-7 overall, and the Drifters look to keep up the momentum and stay in first place. They're currently half a game ahead of the Corvallis Knights, the perennial team in the WCL. That's going to be a fun series next week as the Drifters take on the Corvallis Knights. But before we get there, we are going to have this one between the Bend Elks and the Springfield Drifters. Springfield, they're coming off a weekend in Portland in which the Drifters had 3 games scheduled and none of them were completed. That's right. In the game on Saturday, which was game number 1 of the series, it went 5+ hours. At midnight, the water came on and the sprinklers turned on, got everybody wet in the field. And then on top of that, at 12:15, 15 minutes later, the lights shut out. And they didn't get to complete that game up in Portland. It was a game that got suspended in the 12th inning, and then they were going to move it to the next day. Well, guess what happened? It rained. And then that happened the next day. It also rained. So it was 3 games scheduled over the past 3 days for Springfield. None of them were completed. Back-to-back days off for this Drifters team. And with that, Hunter Dryden's getting the start today, the right-hander from Whitworth University. Dryden was scheduled to get the start over this past weekend, but because the games were not played, he ended up having to the nod stay and gets his day pushed up to this Tuesday evening. Dryden, he's coming off a performance against Wenatchee that he wants to forget. Gave up 5 earned runs on 2 hits, 3 walks to the 7 batters he faced, only registered 1 out against the Apple Sox back on June 14th. With that, let's go ahead and give you today's starting lineup. For the Bend Elks, Elijah Jackson, the shortstop, going to lead things off. He's a returner for Bend. Stephen Meyer, the center fielder, batting second. Avery Ortiz, the third baseman, in the 3 spot. Braden Terry going to be in left field today. Bo Sylvester, the catcher. He's behind the plate, followed by Ryan Christensen, the right fielder, who's batting 6th. Maddox Maloney, a Springfield native. He's going to get the start at DH, batting 7th. Zach Toglia, the first baseman. He'll be batting 8th. And Tyler Peterson, the second baseman, in the 9 spot. Drifters today going to be wearing their white jerseys with white pants and their blue hats. Bend, gray jerseys, gray pants, black hats. Hunter Dryden on the mound, Elijah Jackson in the box. The first pitch comes in a little bit low, and we're underway right on time at 6:35 p.m. here on this Tuesday evening. Weather today, gorgeous. A little bit of clouds, but mostly blue skies. 67 is the high. Dryden's second pitch comes in for a strike, and it's now 1-1 to Elijah Jackson. Jackson, a shortstop, hitting .240 this season with a double, 5 RBIs, and 11 walks in that leadoff spot. 1-1 to Jackson, hit in the air towards the right side of the field. Fouled off, out of play. And it's 1-2. Dryden gets ahead. Jackson, last season with the Bend Elks, was one of their best players. He was all WCL first team after hitting .325 with 13 doubles, 2 home runs, and 21 RBIs. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Hunter Dryden gets his day started with a strikeout. And the first out's recorded here in the top of the first inning. Bring up Stephen Meyer now, the center fielder. Meyer originally from Kennewick, Washington. He's heading off to Old Dominion in the fall after spending 2 years at Columbia Basin College. .297 is the average this season for Meyer. He has 2 triples, 11 hits, and 7 RBIs. First pitch to Meyer comes in just inside 1-0. Hunter Dryden, the right-hander on the mound. If you factor in that poor performance against Wenatchee, he still just has a 5.83 ERA as he gets ahead, and now it's even 1-1 after that fastball. His 2 previous outings, one was against Wenatchee in Wenatchee, and the other one was against Port Angeles. He did really good as the 1-1 misses away, and it's 2-1 now to Stephen Meyer. Both outings against Wenatchee and Port Angeles, his first 2 of the season. 6 innings pitch with 1 and 2 earned runs respectively. Gets a strike called to Meyer right at the knees, and it's 2-2. Had 6 total strikeouts in each of those efforts, so averaged about a strikeout an inning through his first 2 starts. Down back by Meyer, and he'll stay alive. It's still 2-2. Overall, though, for Dryden, If you take away that poor outing against Wenatchee back on June 14th, 6 days ago, his ERA was 2.25, and that's the type of pitcher that you'll see in Hunter Dryden. It was more an anomaly, not the regularity for Dryden. The 2-2 bounces down and away, and it's now 3-2. The count's run full to Meyer. Meyer's coming off a series against Corvallis in which he picked up 3 hits. The 3-2, cut on and missed. Dryden, his second strikeout. Back-to-back batters down with the K, and there's 2 outs here in the top of the first. Brings up Avery Ortiz now.
14, Avery Ortiz.
Ortiz, an incoming freshman at Oklahoma State University, one of the top college baseball programs in the country. Here's the first pitch. Ortiz, he'll take a strike, 0-1. Ortiz this season, going into his freshman year, 214 average, 3 hits, 1 double, 2 RBIs, and 4 walks. The 0-1. Line towards right field. It gets down in the alleyway. Cutting it off in center field is Kleckner. He'll throw it in quickly. And a base runner's aboard now for the Bend Elks. Defensively for Springfield today, Joe Longo in left field. Cole Kleckner, you just heard, in center field. Rex DeAngelis in right field. In the infield, Ryan Cooney on at third.
12,
Dawson Santana, the shortstop. Ben Newton, the second baseman. Charlie Updegrave, the first baseman. And behind the plate, Brock Lightjeb. Throw back to first. It's a close play, and believe he's safe. Yes, he is. Updegrave couldn't cleanly pick it. Still waiting the first pitch is Braden Terry, an outfielder from Everett Community College, hitting .304 this season in just 8 games played with the Bend Elks. He'll take the first pitch low below the knees, and it's 1-0. Terry, with those 7 hits, 23 total at-bats, 3 runs, 5 RBIs. All 7 hits have been singles. Dryden throws back to first, and there safely again is Ortiz. He's keeping an eye on him. Seen that a lot with Hunter Dryden on the mound. We saw it with him last year when he was a Springfield Drifter, and we see it again this season. Here's the 1-0. Outside, and it's now 2-0. It's a Braden Terry. Terry went 2 for 7 in the series against Corvallis, had 2 RBIs in that effort against the Corvallis Knights. The Elks, they took 1 of 3 against Corvallis. 2-0. Just low and at the ankles, 3-0. So Dryden got ahead early with the first 2 batters. Elijah Jackson and Stephen Meyer got strikeouts to both of them, but after allowing the single to Avery Ortiz with 2 outs, he now falls behind 3-0 to Braden Terry. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Called a strike, high and at the letters, 3-1. Dryden looking to answer right back. Already has gone further than his last outing. Throws back to first. Ortiz in there once again safely. Ortiz has no stolen bases this season. Not really sure if he's a base running threat. Definitely a power threat at the plate as the 3-1 misses away. And now back-to-back batters have reached base safely. And there's 2 on with 2 outs here on the top of the first inning. 0-0 the score here on the Drifters live stream. Braden Terry with the walk, and it brings up Bo Sylvester. And we'll have a 2022 Drifter versus a 2022 Bend Elk here. Sylvester returns to Bend after spending last season with the Elks. Last season, he was quite the power bat at the plate. Hit .355. Was the 2022 Top Prospect Award winner in the West Coast League. Big time at bat now for Sylvester. As the first pitch to Sylvester. Brushed him up a little bit inside. It misses, rather foul tip, they're going to say 0-1. Sylvester, a 190 average, though, to start this season. 4 hits and 21 at-bats with 2 runs scored. Has 1 RBI, but 6 strikeouts in those 21 at-bats. Dryden working out of the stretch. Here's the 0-1. Grounded towards third. Cooney fields it at third, runs and taps on the third base bag, and the inning is over. 1 hit, 2 runners left stranded, no runs, no errors. We head to the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Looking for dinner, a snack, or something sweet? Visit our concessions located inside our ballpark down the third and first base line, or visit our candy shack next to the north side entrance right by our merch booth. Up first for your Springfield Drifters, number 7, Dawson Santana.
Back here for the bottom of the first inning, Dawson Santana to lead things off as the first pitch comes in for a strike from Robert Olaski. We're underway here in the bottom of the first inning, 0-0 the score. Santana shows bunt, pops it foul, and it's now quickly 0-2 to Dawson Santana, the incoming freshman to Oregon State University, who's leading off today for Springfield, hitting at .292 with 1 double and 14 total hits. The 0-2 from Orlowski, high and away, and it's now 1-2. Dawson Santana, Ben Newton, Joe Longo, 1-2-3. Rex DeAngelis, Ryan Cooney, Charlie Updegrave, 4-5-6 as the 1-2 to Santana is lined down the right field line. Cutting it off in right field is Ryan Christensen, keeping it a single for Dawson Santana. And the leadoff man's aboard here on the bottom of the first inning for Springfield. And it's Dawson Santana, who so far this season has stolen 6 bases in the 1-2 spot. Brings up now Ben Newton. Round out the order, it's going to be Ryan Hayes, Brock Lightjeb, and Cole Kleckner, batters 7, 8, and 9. Orlowski now going to have to work out of the stretch as the first pitch comes in outside to Ben Newton, 1-0. Newton gets the start today at second base. Newton had previously played a little bit at third, hitting .280 this season with 7 hits, 2 doubles, and 5 RBIs. 1-0 to Newton. Strike thrown on the low outside part of the plate, and it's 1-1. Newton, 5'10", 170 pounds from Albany, California. So you have Newton at the 2 spot as he takes away, and it's now 2-1. Just 170 pounds, and Dawson Santana, the leadoff man, 155 pounds. Not the biggest power threats at the plate. Nonetheless, these are guys that get on base and really set the table for the later hitters. Santana's looking to go, and it's a hit-and-run situation. Newton hits it down the third base line into left field. Santana, though, just going to stop at second despite the stealing attempt. And it's back-to-back singles for Springfield here in the bottom of the first inning, and the Drifters are in business right away against Robert Olaski.
Next up to bat, number 39, Joe Longo.
Here's Joe Longo now, one of those power bats for Springfield. And Longo, 6 foot at 215 pounds, a left fielder, playing there today as he shows bunt and is going to bunt it foul. And despite the power bat, that's exactly what you're going to see out of Springfield. With 2 on at first and second and nobody out. Springfield almost every single time has shown bunt and tried to bunt it to advance those runners into scoring position at second and third. Despite the original bunt attempt, Avery Ortiz remains deep at third. Inching in, though, is Tonglia at first. Longo shows bunt. Infielders come in, and it's in the dirt. 1-1 after Longo was able to pull it back. Longo this season, though, a .333 hitter with 3 RBIs. Let's see if he can lay down the sacrifice bunt here. Showing bunt right away. The 1-1. Longo bunts it foul behind the plate. He's upset with himself. 1-2. So Longo's going to have to swing the bat here with 2 strikes. But a chance for RBI number 4 or more on the season. Here with this 1-2 count from Robert Orlowski, who's making his first start of the season for the Bend Elks. Orlowski going to be heading into his freshman season at the University of Texas, San Antonio. Longo's still going to show bunt. The 1-2. Bunts down the third base line. Picking up his Orlowski. He'll throw to first and retire Longo. Risky decision pays off for Springfield as Longo gets it in play. And Santana moves over to third, and Newton moves over to second, putting 2 runners in scoring position now for Rex DeAngelis, the cleanup hitter in this 0-0 ball game.
Number 41, Rex DeAngelis.
DeAngelis gets a start in right field today, a .500 hitter in 4 games played. Watches the first pitch, misses down and inside, 1-0. So 8 hits in 16 at-bats for DeAngelis, the incoming freshman to UC Santa Barbara. And this is the hitter you want at the plate if you're Springfield. Takes another pitch low and inside, and it's now 2-0. DeAngelis had a 4-hit performance in his last start against Wenatchee, went 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs. 1-0. Looks at it, and it's called a strike, 2-1. DeAngelis, a top 15 prospect from the state of Oregon this season. The 2-1. He watches it come in for a strike, and it's 2-2 from Orlowski. 0-0 the score here in the bottom of the first inning. Win today, just a slight breeze out towards left field. Not much, though. 2-2. DeAngelis pops this in the air towards left field. Coming in is Terry. He makes the catch. Tagging at third is Santana. The throw from Terry is going to be cut off. Santana head first slide in safely. And it's 1-0 Springfield here in the bottom of the first inning. Sac fly for Rex DeAngelis. RBI number 6 of the season for Rex. And he'll bring up Ryan Cooney with a runner at second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And that's exactly why you have that sac bunt situation with runners at first and second, nobody out. You can bunt them over and get a run off of a sac fly. And here's Cooney now, the third baseman. Cooney, a .286 hitter this season with a double. Watches the first pitch come in a strike, an 89-mile-per-hour fastball on the low outside part of the plate. 0-1. Just 2 hits for Cooney, 1 in each of his previous 2 starts. Start number 3 of the year for the incoming freshman to the University of Oregon. Cuts under a pitch, and it's now 0-2 to Cooney. Cooney today playing in front of his future head coach, Mark Wazakowski, who's actually sitting behind home plate. Ball bounces down and away, and it's now 1-2. Something you'll see here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Coach Wazakowski, a guy that has seen plenty of games here at this beautiful ballpark, and yet again he's taken in the sights today in his future star in Cooney. 1-2. Fouled off by Cooney, and he'll stay alive. Cooney, a guy that played at Jesuit High School this past season, one of the top programs not only in the state of Oregon but also in the country. They had 15 seniors on that team. The 1-2 fouls it away and stays alive once again. Nearly half the seniors at Jesuit this season are committed to play college, including Cooney. And he's a guy that Coach Wazakowski is excited to see, but he goes down swinging. And that'll do it for the bottom of the first inning. 1 run comes in on 2 hits. 1 runner left stranded, no errors. We head to the top of the second. 1-0 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Up next for the Bend Elks, number 10, Ryan Christensen.
Bend coming up to the plate here in the top of the second inning. It's going to be Hunter Dryden back on the mound for Springfield as the first pitch to Ryan Christensen is singled up the middle. And it is now a runner at first here in the second. Brings up Maddox Maloney now. Maloney makes his return here to Springfield. Maloney just won a state championship at Thurston High School, just down the road here in Springfield. Is not playing for the Drifters, instead playing for the Bend Elks. And this is going to be his second game in Bend as he heads off to the University of Oregon next year. First pitch bounces in from Dryden, heading over to second on the play is Christensen. Now 1-0 to Maddox Maloney with a runner in scoring position. Maloney the DH today. His second start went 0 for 3 in a game against Corvallis on the 16th. Scored 1 run, though, after walking twice. Looking for his first hit in the WCL. The 1-0. That one high, and it's now 2-0. So Ryan Christensen, he's at second after the single and the pass ball. Christensen, that was his 10th hit of the season. He's been a great player for Bend here in the early season as he has 2 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, and he's really pacing that lineup. Half swing, went across, says the umpire, and it's now 2-1 to Max Maloney. Newton coming at second. Dryden looking back, thinking about it. Instead goes to the plate. The 2-1 inside, brushes up Maloney, and it's now 3-1. 1-0 Springfield with the lead here in the top of the second inning. It was a 1-run bottom of the first for the Drifters. A sac fly by Rex DeAngelis scored in Dawson Santana. 3-1 to Maloney. That one's called a strike. 3-2. Dryden gets right back into it. 3-2. The full count. Dryden with 2 strikeouts in the first inning, looking for his 3rd overall. The 3-2. Fouled off by Maloney, and he'll stay alive. Hunter Dryden this season, 4 walks to 12 strikeouts, although 3 of the walks came in the last outing against Wenatchee. Not a guy that walks a ton of batters. Had no walks in the first outing against Port Angeles. 3-2. Maloney half swing again. Just gets a piece of it, and he'll stay alive. Eighth pitch of the at-bat upcoming to Maddox. Ryan Christensen at second. Tying run in scoring position for Bend. As Dryden comes set. Here's the payoff pitch. Called strike 3. 92 miles per hour from Dryden on the low inside part of the plate. Maloney couldn't believe it. And that's strikeout number 3 for Hunter Dryden. And out number 1 here on the top of the second for the Drifters.
Next up, number 28, Zach Taglia.
Brings up Zach Taglia now. Taglia, sophomore, heading off to the University of Portland, hitting .148 this season in 8 games. Just 4 hits and 27 at-bats. First pitch to Taglia. Gets into the dirt. Light jab behind the plate. Keeps it in front of him just enough to keep Christensen at second. And it's 1-0 now to Taglia. Taglia, though, picked up 2 of his 4 hits in this past weekend series against Corvallis. Went 1 for 2 in a 9-1 loss, and then went 1 for 3 in a 15-3 loss. 1-0. Ground ball left side, and it's going to get Cooney eaten up. Cooney looked to pick it, could not cleanly. And with that, I believe it'll be an error. So it is credited as an E5. Christensen moves over to third. That's a tough play for Cooney. Probably could have prevented Christensen moving over to third. And Taglia to first. Throw back to first. Taglia still in there safely, despite the tag from Updegrave. Here's Tyler Peterson now. Second baseman today from Fox Island, Washington. As the first pitch, he cuts under 0-1. Peterson, a sophomore from Lower Columbia College, hitting .303 in 10 games prior. 10 hits in 33 at-bats. 5 RBIs, has number 6 waiting for him at third. 1-0 the score here in the top of the second. The 0-1 from Dryden. Ground ball left side. Cooney dives. He can't get it. It's into left field, and it's an RBI single from Tyler Peterson. It's even it up. 1-1 here in the top of the second. So the error is costly.
Next up, number 2.
And Christensen comes in to score. He turns over the lineup, and it brings up Elijah Jackson with 1 out here in the top of the second. 1-1 the score. Jackson 0 for 1 with the strikeout swinging. Looking for better success round 2 against Hunter Dryden. First pitch from Dryden. Slide misses high. It's 1-0. Elijah Jackson. This is his 10th start of the year. That strikeout to Hunter Dryden was his first strikeout of the season. Not a guy that strikes out a ton. Here's the 1-0. That one comes in for a strike. 1-1. Last season in Bend, Jackson struck out 21 times in 43 games and 157 total at-bats. Really quality bat at the plate. Here's the 1-1. That one's a strike from Dryden. It seems like Dryden's getting the better of Jackson here in the early ball game. Drifters looking to potentially turn 2 right here. And Dryden looking for strikeout number 4 of the evening. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball left side. Jackson gets it through the 5-6 hole. In left field, Longo picks it up. He'll throw it to the cutoff man. And with the RBI single by Elijah Jackson, it is 2-1 Bend as the Elks take the lead. Same spot that Tyler Peterson just hit his RBI single. And the Elks respond nicely after falling behind early, 1-0. And now we're going to see Alan Embry come out, talk things over to Hunter Dryden, the right-hander. Peterson ended up at second on the play. As Springfield balls behind 2-1. 3 hits so far in this inning for Bend. Alan Embry, the pitching coach for Springfield, former big league guy himself. Embry spent 16 seasons in the MLB, nicknamed the Gas. That's because he would throw a fastball that would range up to 98 miles per hour, which nowadays in the MLB is pretty common, but during his time, not as common. That's why he was known as the Gas. And he pitched a lot in the MLB. Played for 11 different organizations in 16 seasons. Was primarily, though, in his longest tenures with the Giants and Red Sox, and that's where the fans remember him most. Now he's here in Springfield. Stephen Meyer comes up to the plate. The runner at first and second, one out. He fouls off the first pitch to him from Dryden, and it's 0-1. Meyer, he's also 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. It was his third strikeout of the season. Rather, 6 strikeout of the season. He has 7 RBIs and has a chance for more here. The 0-1 shows bunt, pulled it back, and it looked like Light Jab was thinking about throwing it somewhere, lost it in the grip. And it's 1-1. Mentioned Meyer playing at Columbia Basin College last inning. Hit .394 this past season in 45 starts. Hit .311 the season prior, and that's why he's going Division I. He'll take a slider for a strike, and it's 1-2. But his stat line at Columbia Basin, which is an NWAC school up in the Tri-Cities area, 12 doubles, 5 triples, and a home run with 26 RBIs. Pretty good numbers. The 1-2, grounded up the middle. This could be 2. Santana fields it, taps on 2, throws to first, and it is in time. It is a 6-4 double play, and that'll do it for the top of the second inning. In total, there's 3 total hits with 1 error and 2 runs scored, with 1 runner left stranded. We head now to the bottom of the second inning. Springfield looking to answer themselves here on the Drifters live stream.
Folks, if you're wondering about our Portland series, unfortunately we were hit with Oregon weather. Those games got rained out and will be made up at a later date to be announced. Next up, number 31, Charlie Updegrave.
Charlie Updegrave, Ryan Hayes, and Brock Lightjeb due up for Springfield here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch to Updegrave from Robert Orlowski is grounded to second. Picking it up is Tyler Peterson. He throws to first to retire Updegrave. 1 pitch, 1 out to begin this bottom of the second inning. 2-1 the score. Bend with the lead here on the Drifters live stream. It's going to bring up now Ryan Hayes, the DH.
Ryan Hayes.
Hayes this season still looking for his first hit in his return to Springfield. First pitch to Hayes, a slider that comes in for a strike, 0-1. Hayes so far just 0 for 3, has walked a total of 5 times here in Springfield in his second season. Takes a pitch outside, and it's now 1-1. Had 3 walks in the second of 2 starts against Wenatchee, as he fouls this away, 1-2. Last season in Springfield, hit .239 with 21 hits, 7 doubles, 9 RBIs. Had a walk-off hit for the Drifters in their very first walk-off game as an organization. Fouls it away and stays alive on the 1-2. Orlowski back for inning number 2. The Gatorade High School Pitcher of the Year in the state of Idaho. Now playing a little bit west here in Bend. Hayes, just misses inside. Looked like Bo Sylvester, the catcher, was thinking that's going to be a strikeout. Instead, it's a 2-2 count. 2-2 fouled back. Stays alive, and just looking at the track, man, it was a favorable call to the Drifters. Sylvester was absolutely right, but Hayes stays alive. Here's the 2-2. That one high. 3-2. So Hayes gifted an opportunity here. Let's see what Hayes does on a 3-2 count and 1 out. Pitch. Hayes fouls it off, stays alive. He'll keep battling. 2-1, Bend with the lead after 2 runs came in the top of the second inning on a total of 3 hits in an error. Hayes gets aboard with the walk, and that's a walk number 6 of the season for Ryan Hayes. It's a pretty good on-base percentage. Came in with an on-base percentage of .625, and it's only going to get higher because of that.
Number 28, Brock Lightjeb.
Brings up Brock Lightjeb now, the catcher. Lightjeb, this is going to be his 3rd game, his 2nd start, as he takes a pitch inside, 1-0. 250 average this season, 1 RBI, 1 hit, and a strikeout. Had a 1-for-3 outing against Wenatchee in his first start. Picked up an RBI, and it was a big one. Springfield was able to win that game, 10-8. Checked his swing, and he went around, says the field umpire, and it's now 1-1. Runner at first, 1 out. One's all around. Throw back to first, sliding in safely as Hayes. Hayes not really a stolen base threat. No stolen bases last season and no stolen bases this season. Down and away, 2-1 to Lightjeb. The University of Michigan commit, 2nd best catcher in the state, top 20 prospect overall. The 2-1 fouled back. And it's 2-2. The 2-2. Curveball away. Counts run full to the 2nd straight batter. Ryan Hayes at first after the walk. Lightjeb trying to join him on base. 3-2. Popped behind the plate, out of play. We'll do it again. Orlowski on the mound. This is his first start of the season. There's a 3-2. This is high and away. Back-to-back walks. But 2 batters aboard for Springfield here in the bottom of the 2nd. Drifters with an opportunity answer back, and it's a pretty good 9-hole hitter today. It's Cole Kleckner. Kleck getting the start in the 9 spot. Historically, we've seen him in that top position, but today he's batting 9th. And definitely a guy that you want kind of turning the table for Springfield. First pitch to Kleckner, and it's 0-1. Cole Kleckner was a Drifter last season and now returns, so gotten to see 2 2022 Drifters here in this lineup, here in this bottom of the 2nd inning. Kleckner takes a strike on the outside part of the plate, and it's quickly 0-2 to the center fielder today. Kleckner still looking for his first hit since returning. Is the 0-2. That one's a cold strike 3. Wow. Kleckner sees 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and that's strikeout number 2 on the season for Kleckner. And it puts 2 outs on the board, and it brings up Dawson Santana.
Next up to bat.
2nd strikeout for Orlowski, and that's his first look-in. And here's Dawson Santana in a 2-1 ball game with 2 runners on. Hayes at 2nd, Lightjeb at 1st. Santana shows bunt, pulls back, and misses down and away. 1-0. Santana, he singled back in the 1st inning to right field, up for the 2nd time in 2 innings. Looking for a 2nd hit and potentially an RBI here. The 1-0. Santana fouls it away, 1-1. He's a guy that Coach Richards mentioned in the pregame. Guy that he loves in that top. Done a pretty good job this season as an incoming freshman. Just batting a little bit below 300, but big performance today could change that. Shows bunt. Perfect bunt down the 3rd base line. It doesn't get better than that. Santana loads the bases. Just a dribbler right in the dirt, right of the chuck. And now Hayes moves to 3rd, Lightjeb to 2nd, Santana to 1st. And here's Ben Newton, who's also 1 for 1 with a single.
Next up to bat.
He had a hard ground ball down the 3rd base line. went opposite way and has a chance here with the bases loaded. First pitch to Newton in the dirt. 1-0. 2-1 the score. Bend with the lead, but Springfield with a chance to either tie or take the lead here in the bottom of the second. The 1-0. Inside to Newton. It's 2-0. Sylvester behind the plate keeps it in front of him. He's the guy that has to be on high alert with the runner at third. The 2-0 to Newton. Ground ball, first base side, right of the line, foul. 2-1. Big time moment for the Drifters here. Chance with the bases loaded. And Newton, the lefty, who's already 1 for 1 at the plate. The Fresno State product. The 2-1. That one misses low. 3-1. Orlowski, a ball away from walking in the tying run. The 3-1. Newton swings on the hitter's count, fouls it back, and the count's full. Now this is baseball. Bases loaded, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Orlowski set. The payoff pitch. Newton ground ball up the middle. Fielding at shortstop is Jackson. The throw to first. A step ahead of Newton, the hitter, and that'll do it for the bottom of the second inning. The bases are left loaded after 2 walks and a single. We head now to the third. 2-1 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Next up to bat, number 14, Avery Ortiz.
Avery Ortiz leading things off here in the top of the third inning. Hunter Dryden back on the bump for Springfield as the first pitch misses high, 1-0. Avery Ortiz, Braden Terry, and Bo Sylvester, batters 3, 4, 5 in the lineup, due for Bend. Hunter Dryden throws a first pitch strike, and it's now, second pitch strike, and it's now 1-1. Dryden gave up 2 runs in the top of the second inning on 3 total hits and an error. Now looking for a bounce-back inning. The 1-1. Down and inside. Now 2-1 Avery Ortiz, who singled in the first. Up for the second time now. 1 for 1. Here's the 2-1. Fouls it back, and it's now 2-2. Avery Ortiz, an incoming freshman from Tulsa, Oklahoma. One of the top baseball players in the state of Oklahoma, and he's staying in-state, going to Oklahoma State. Not too far away from Tulsa, down in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Here's the 2-2. This one's hit up the middle, and Ortiz has his second hit of the evening. Leadoff man's aboard for the Bend Elks here in the top of the third inning. Brings up Braden Terry now, the left fielder.
Next up to bat for the Bend Elks, number 12, Braden Terry.
Terry so far a walk in the first inning. as a runner at first. Facing off against Dryden, round number 2. Hunter Dryden, last inning, was able to get a 6-4 double play turn with Stephen Meyer at the plate. Dawson Santana took care of 2 outs on his own. And now the Drifters look to turn 2 for the second time today here in this 2-1 ball game. First pitch, fouled away by Terry, 0-1. Hit from Terry was, rather the walk from Terry was the 3rd walk of the season for the Everett Community College hitter. Spent 2 years at Everett. Had 63 hits, 13 doubles, a triple and a home run this season at ECC. Throw back to first in there safely as Ortiz. He's up there playing for former Drifters pitching coach Keith Hessler, who was named the head coach at Everett Community College. Here's the 0-1. In the dirt. Keeping the runner at first is Ortiz, and it's 1-1. Hessler was a great pitching coach last season for Springfield. He was given the opportunity to be the head coach at Everett Community College, and being a head coach is a lot of responsibility. Wasn't able to return to Springfield this year, but the Drifters did a pretty good job replacing him with Alan Embry. 1-1, blooper towards left side. Santana can't get to it in the outfield. It's back-to-back singles for Bend here in the top of the 3rd. And 2-1 is the score with the Elks threatening once again. The powerful Bo Sylvester coming up to the plate.
Next up to bat for Bend, number 3, Bo Sylvester.
Sylvester starting behind the plate his first time up. He had a hard ground ball to third. Ryan Cooney was able to field it and tap on third with runners at first and second and 2 outs to end the inning. Sylvester, similar situation, but no outs now. First pitch. Sylvester takes 0-1. So we saw Springfield in this situation with Longo at the plate. He showed a bunt and bunted it down, but Bend in the same situation does not elect to use small ball here with Sylvester's powerful bat at the plate. Just 4 for 22 now on the season as he watches a pitch inside. 1-1. He's been hitless the last 2 games. Had 1 multi-hit game this season against Yakima Valley, but so far it's been thin pickings for the Oklahoma State product. Here's the 1-1. Inside to Sylvester, 2-1. Last time we saw Bo Sylvester, he was actually committed to the University of Washington. He's a player from the state of Hawaii, and he was committed to Washington, announced on the UW Huskies website, but in the middle of the season last year, flipped his commitment to Oklahoma State. Here's the 2-1. Cuts under it. 2-2. Dryden threw a 90-mile-per-hour fastball right through him. And it's 2-2 as Dryden gets ahead. Dryden right here looking for strikeout number 4. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Pitch to Sylvester. Taken high and away. Dryden trying to get it on the high upper part of the zone. And the catcher, Light Jeb, tried to frame it, could not, and the count's run full. Big at bat here. Ben looking for more insurance. Dryden looking to get out. Bo Sylvester, one of the best batters in the WCL a year ago. The 3-2. That one's high, and the bases are loaded. Ortiz moves to third. Terry to second. Sylvester to first.
Next up to bat, number 10, Ryan Christensen.
And it brings up Ryan Christensen, who's 1 for 1 with a single and a run. Led off last inning and was able to get things going for the Bend Elks. Now here in a 2-1 ball game in the top of the 3rd. The Elks have a chance for more. Dryden looking to get out of this inning without giving up a run. Christensen at the plate. The first pitch taken high. 1-0. Starting to see 2 players for Springfield run down to the bullpen. Still not a ton of action. They're giving it to Dryden here. He's a guy that's been able to work out of a lot of situations, but this is a tough one with the bases loaded. 1-0. Cut under by Christensen. That's 1-1. Christensen now with 10 hits, has 5 of them being extra base hits. 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. It's pretty good numbers. Here's the 1-1 to Christensen. That one's a strike from Dryden. 1-2. Man, Dryden would love a strikeout here. Really, if you can get it out without surrendering a run, Dryden will take that. And the opportunity to potentially turn 2 is there. Get out of the inning without giving up a run. But here's the 1-2. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Field umpire gives Hunter Dryden his 4th strikeout. And it'll bring up Maddox Maloney, the Springfield native, returning here to Hamlin Sports Complex. Maloney struck out looking his first time up. And now stands in at a big spot. Bases loaded. 1 out, 2 on the score here in the top of the 3rd. Dryden, the right-hander, comes set at the waist. First pitch to Maloney. Ooh, inside. Brushed him up. 1-0. Maloney still searching for his first hit in the WCL, has walked twice. This is his 2nd start overall. The 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. Maddox Maloney played just down the road at Thurston High School. Also played American Legion Baseball and Club Baseball for the Springfield Timbers. Actually claim Hamlin Sports Complex. Here's the 2-0. Ground ball left side, left of the line into the dugout. It's now 2-1 to Maloney. Maloney heading off to the University of Oregon, a school that he's been committed to for quite some time. Massive opportunity to earn the respect of his summer team. The 2-1. Brings a ball to center field. High pop-up. Kleckner circling under it in left center field. He makes the catch in the 3rd. Coming in from 3rd is Ortiz to score. And it's 3-1 Bend on the sac fly by Cooper, rather Max Maloney.
Next up to bat for the Bend Elks, number 28, Zach Toliga.
Brings up Zach Toglia now, the first baseman from Gig Harbor, Washington. Runners at 1st and 2nd. 2 outs now here in this 3-1 ball game in the top of the 3rd. Dryden looking to get out with just the 1 run coming in, and I think he'll take that. First pitch to Toglia, misses high, and it's now 1-0. Toglia, he reached on an error last inning, and that was a big reason why a couple of runs were able to come in on Ben's behalf. Nonetheless, though, comes up for the 2nd time in 2 innings. Here's the 1-0. That one low. 2-0 now to Toglia. The transfer from University of Utah to Portland, hit .299 this past season with the Pilots. But in 2022, he was a Utah Ute and just appeared in 3 games. Now hits it in the air, deep towards right center field. Under in right field is DeAngelis. Will make the catch, and that'll do it for the top of the 3rd inning. In total, 2 hits, 1 run comes in, 2 runners left stranded. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. 3-1 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Don't forget to grab your Drifters gear before it's gone. Visit the Drifters merchandise store located by the north entrance and be part of the Drifters crew for the 2023 season. Also look out for our new Pescadores jerseys. They are now on sale over at that merchandise booth. Go Drifters. Next up to bat, number 39, Joe Longo.
Joe Longo, Rex DeAngelis, and Ryan Cooney do up. Batters 3, 4, and 5 for Springfield here in the bottom of the third inning. Robert Orlowski, he's still on the mound for Bend as the first pitch misses down and away. 1-0 to Longo. 3-1 the score. Bend with the lead here in the bottom of the third as Longo fouls it into the dugout of Bend. 1-1. 2 runs in the top of the second, 1 run in the top of the third for the Bend Elks. Total of 3 runs on 6 hits and an error. Longo swinging on the 1-1, drives it deep towards left center field. Diving in center is Meyer. He can't get to it. It rolls to the wall. Longo's digging for 2. Picking up in left field is Terry as he'll throw it in, keeping Longo at second. But it's a leadoff double for Joe Longo as he's celebrating in style at second. And the Drifters are back in business here in the bottom of the third. Brings up now Rex DeAngelis. DeAngelis, the right fielder today, hit a sac fly back in inning one, number 1, as he was able to give Springfield a 1-0 lead then. After that point, though, Bend has scored 3 unanswered runs, as now Sylvester's going to go talk things over with Orlowski, the pitcher. There is a right-hander warming up in the Bend bullpen. Again, this is start number 1 of the season for Orlowski. The right-hander that was the Gatorade High School Player of the Year in the state of Idaho. Finished 7-1 on the mound with a 1.38 ERA and 92 strikeouts this past season in just 56 total innings. Won an Idaho 5A state tournament and now joins the Bend Elks. Infield playing in as DeAngelis takes a strike, 0-1. Avery Ortiz at third, and at first, it's Zach Toglia. And now Toglia is going to be backing up. Ortiz still staying at third. The 0-1, DeAngelis below the knees, and it's now 1-1. So DeAngelis with a chance for his second RBI of the evening. Longo standing at second. The 1-1. DeAngelis, big swing. Cuts under at 1-2. Rex DeAngelis, 1 home run this season. He's the only Springfield Drifter with a home run. Get one here. We'd be even 3-3. Drifters looking for their 5th hit, though. 1-2 from Orlowski. DeAngelis gets a piece of it, stays alive. This is a battle of 2 of the top prospects in the Pacific Northwest. You have the number 1 overall pitcher from the state of Idaho against the number 2 overall outfielder from the state of Oregon. 1-2. Ground ball right side, picking up his Toglia at first. He's going to keep it himself, runs to first, gets out DeAngelis, but it's going to work like a sacrifice bunt and advances runner in Longo over to third. Brings up Ryan Cooney now, the second baseman.
Ryan Cooney.
Cooney 0 for 1 with the strikeout swinging. First pitch to Cooney. He takes a strike, 0-1. So runner at third, 3-1 the score here in the bottom of the third inning. Drifters looking to get a run back or more here in this third, after Bend has scored 3 unanswered. Cooney, ground ball up the middle. That's going to score a run. Jackson fields it, throws to first. It's an RBI ground out by Ryan Cooney, and it's a 1-run ball game, 3-2.
Next up to bat, number 31, Charlie Updegrave.
Brings up Charlie Updegrave. Orlowski wastes no time. First pitch to Updegrave, misses away, and it's now 1-0. Updegrave so far grounded out on the first pitch he saw to second. As the second pitch now, he cuts and fouls it off. 1-1. Charlie Updegrave, a junior now, rather sophomore at Lewis Clark State College. as he pops this one foul, 1-2. Looking for success. Hasn't found much so far. Just one hit and 11 at bats now, hitting below 100. As the 1-2 misses away, 2-2. He's struck out 4 times and has 0 walks on the season. As the 2-2, he goes down swinging. Miloski picks up strikeout number 3 as we head now to the 4th. 3-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Now on the mound for your Springfield Drifters, number 23, Decker Stedman. First up to bat for the Bend Elks, number 26, Tyler Peterson.
Tyler Peterson leading things off, the 9-hole hitter, followed by Elijah Jackson and Stephen Meyer. New pitcher on the mound for Springfield, it's the left-hander Decker Stedman from Lewis Clark State College. First pitch here in the top of the 4th inning comes in a strike, and it's now 0-1 to Peterson, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI single. That was 2 innings ago, and that made it a 2-1 ball game. 2 runs later, it's 3-2 as he watches the pitch below the knees, and it's now 1-1. Decker Stedman comes in for Hunter Dryden. Dryden, a total of 6 hits allowed for him, and 3 runs came in. As Stedman throws a strike and gets ahead, 1-2 now to Peterson. In total, 1 walk and 4 strikeouts for Hunter Dryden. Solid 3-inning effort for the right-hander from Whitworth. And now here's Stedman, the 1-2. Down and away, 2-2 now to Peterson. Decker Stedman, this is the second time we're seeing him. First time out of the bullpen. Got the start against Wenatchee on June 13th. Had a solid outing through 5 1/3 with 2 earned runs and 5 total hits. Here's the 2-2. Down and away, 3-2. Stedman, though, had 6 strikeouts and 2 walks. So a pretty solid evening. It was just a 2-run home run by Brandon Bunce that really took a hit at that ERA. Nonetheless, though, a good solid first outing. 3-2 fouled away by Peterson, and he'll stay alive. Decker Stedman, he was the original starter heading into today on today's Tommy Talk, which we'll upload later on today. It's uploading right now on YouTube, and you can watch that later on. You mentioned that Stedman was going to get the start, as this is going to be a ground ball to the left side. Fielding it is Santana. He double clutches, throws to first, and in there safely is Peterson. I think that if Santana throws it on the first try, he gets Peterson, but instead, I believe it's going to be listed as an infield single. We'll wait on the call.
Next up to bat, number 2, Elijah
It is going to be
Jackson.
credited as a hit, and I'll bring up Elijah Jackson as it turns over the order. But on today's Tommy Talk, Coach Richards talked a little bit about Decker Stedman. Said that he was going to be the guy, but because the games did not get played this past weekend, shifted Dryden down, and so Stedman comes out of the pen. Pitch high, and it's now 1-0 to Elijah Jackson. 1 for 2 today with a single and an RBI. Coach Richards was hoping that Dryden could go 5 innings. Does not, only goes 3. And now here's Stedman, who's basically like another starter. 1-0. That one high and away. 2-0. It's not the start that Decker Stedman wanted to say. Falls down at 2-0 to Elijah Jackson. Was so good a year ago. All WCL first team. The 2-0. That one foul tipped into the mitt of Light Jeb. 2-1. 3-2 the score. Bend with an early lead here in the fourth. Bend coming in 5-7 overall. Springfield, the top team in the WCL South, 8-4. 2-1. Low and inside. 3-1. Stedman, the lefty, set at the waist. Here's the 3-1. Fires a strike. Down and away, right on the corner of the plate. 3-2. Payoff pitch from Stedman. Lined over the glove of Cooney at third. Into left field it goes. Elijah Jackson, that is hit number 2 today for him. And that's his second multi-hit game of the season. Came in just hitting 240, but raised that average a little bit so far today after going 2 for 3, arriving through 4 innings. Still nobody out. Back-to-back singles. One an infield single, one an outfield single. Paves the way for the 2-hole hitter, Stephen Meyer, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground ball double play that he hit it into back in the second. First pitch to Meyer, curveball that drops inside, 1-0. Ben threatening for more. Elect not to show small ball once again. Meyer does not show the bunt. Here's the 1-0. Stedman misses inside. 2-0. Absolutely no wind today, and center field flag straight down. It's just a gorgeous day for baseball here in the South Willamette Valley. Here's the 2-0. That one's fouled away. 2-1. Bend 8 hits compared to Springfield's 4, but the score is still just 3-2. I think if you're the Drifters, you'll take that here in the early going. It's a long baseball game. Stedman's looking to put a 0 on the board and give his offense a chance in the bottom of the 4th inning. Two on to Meyer. Ground chase. Straight fields it. He'll go 2. And the throw is a little bit off the line. And they're going to say that Santana was off the second base bag. So the bases are going to remain loaded. I believe you got to call that an error.
Next up to bat, number 14, Avery Ortiz.
Brings up Avery Ortiz after the fielder's choice. And he could have gotten Jackson at second, but instead the bases are loaded. Nobody out for the second straight inning. Here's the 2-1 to Ortiz. And that's going to be fouled away, rather first pitch to Ortiz. 0-1. Ortiz so far, he's 2 for 2. Single and a run scored last inning. Big spot here. Got the party started last inning with his single. He was the one run to come in with the bases loaded, nobody out. Springfield did a good job of limiting the damage to just one sac fly. The 0-1. Cut on and miss. Stedman got him to chase. 0-1. Peterson at third. Jackson at second. Meyer at first. Drifters looking to keep the damage low here in this inning. The 0-2 to Ortiz. Swung on and missed at the plate, but coming in at third is Peterson to score. And it is now 4-2 Bend. Stedman gets the strikeout, but a run comes in as it was such a good pitch that it ended up in the dirt, eating up White Jeb, and he couldn't keep it in front of him. Peterson in on the pass ball. And it brings up Braden Terry with 2 runners in scoring position after Jackson moved to third and Meyer moved to second. Terry 1 for 1 with a walk and a single as he takes the first pitch down and away, 1-0. Terry, a .346 hitter this past season at Everett Community College after hitting .305 the year prior. He'll be looking for a new home. 1-0, first base side, foul. Originally from Bellevue, Washington. Class of 25. And he'll have 2 more years of eligibility, and he's continued the success here to the WCL, hitting .304 entering today. And already has a single and a walk. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball first base side, foul. And now Stedman would love a strikeout here as he gets ahead 1-2. Got the Sheldon Irish softball team here celebrating their 6A state championship. They're making some noise here at Hamlin Sports Complex. You can hear them screaming, especially for Joe Longo. Here's the 1-2. Hit into right field. That's going to score 1, maybe 2. They're waving the runner in Meyer. The throw gets past, rather the ball gets past DeAngelis in right field. And stopping at third on the play is going to be Terry. That should be, I believe, a hit and maybe an error, as DeAngelis couldn't cut it off in right field. It rolled all the way to the wall, and Terry ends up all the way at third. So it is a hit with an error. And it brings up Bo Sylvester now. 6-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream. It's just been a poor start for Springfield on the mound at least. And it looks like a team that hasn't really completed a game since Saturday, and that's certainly been the case. Bend a little bit more in tune. First pitch to Bo Sylvester, taken high and away, and it's 1-0. Sylvester a walk in the third. Prior to that, a ground out. So 0 for 1. With 1 out and a runner at third in a 6-2 ball game. Sylvester looking for his first hit and a first RBI. 1 away, 2-0 now. Springfield took an early 1-0 lead, and it looked pretty good for the Drifters then. But it's been 2 runs in the second, 1 run in the third, and now 3 here in the fifth. And the defense certainly hasn't come up. 2-0 popped in the air behind the plate. White Jeb looking, and it lands into the seats. Looked like for a second it was going to hang up in play. A little bit of a short backstop here. It's 2-1. It's really close, right behind home plate to, or rather the home plate seats to plate. They built the stadium on a original wall, and it's still the same backstop originally used at this elementary school. 2-1. Popped in the air towards the right side. Up the grave in foul territory. Watches it go out of play. 2-2. Another middle school here at Hamlin Sports Complex, Hamlin Middle School, the namesake for the stadium. Really just one of the premier stadiums in the Pacific Northwest, and it's really remarkable. It's here on this middle school property. Two balls, two strikes. Runner at third. The pitch to Sylvester. Waits for it, pops it in the air towards the right side of the field. In the infield, Newton, the second baseman, under it, and Sylvester's out on a pop-up. Puts 2 outs on the board here in the fourth.
Next up to bat, number 10, Ryan Christensen.
Brings up Ryan Christensen now. Batter number 7 of the inning as the first pitch to Christensen. A strike. 1-1. Christensen comes in from Sacramento State, originally from Sacramento as well. Haven't seen too many Sac State players in the WCL. Takes a pitch high and inside. 1-1. But the Hornets, a pretty solid program down there in the Golden State. This season, though, Christensen just 4 starts, 18 games played, a 154 average for Sac State. Checks a swing, and it comes in for a strike. 1-2, so Stedman just a strike away from keeping the damage at just 3. 1-2. Ooh, and it hits him. Christensen's heading to first, and the inning is extended.
Next up to bat, number 7, Maddox Maloney.
Brings up Maddox Maloney now. 3 straight innings Maloney's come to the plate. First time he struck out looking, second time he had a sac fly, and now up. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. First pitch from Stedman. Check swing, and it's down the first base line. Is it going to remain fair? It will not. Right of the line. Foul, 0-1. Now, how about this moment right here? Kind of the past to the future. You got the Thurston High School grad in Decker Stedman on the mound. Graduating all the way back in 2020. Actually, I believe 2019. Now, Maloney, he's graduating this year from Thurston, so a little bit of difference between these two. Nonetheless, Thurston Colts meeting here in Springfield. The 0-1 to Maloney. It's taken for a strike, 0-2. So Colt versus Colt here. Decker Stedman on the mound. The lefty trying to get the final out here in the top of the fourth. The 0-2 from Stedman. Cut on and miss. Gets a strikeout to Maloney. And Stedman wins the Thurston on Thurston battle. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. 6-2 the score after 3 runs come in on a total of 3 hits and an error. Keep it locked here on the Drifters live stream.
Now pitching for the Bend Elks, number 33, Jackson Elder. to bat for your Drifters, number 15, Ryan Hayes.
Ryan Hayes, Brock Lightjeb, and Cole Kleckner, the bottom of the order due up here in the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch from the new pitcher in Jackson Elder. This is down and away to Ryan Hayes, 1-0. Hayes up for the second time, reaching on a walk as Elder comes in after 3 innings from Robert Orlowski. Fires a strike. It's now 1-1. Orlowski, pretty good outing in his first outing as a Bend Elk. 2 runs on 4 total hits in 3 innings. Finished with 3 strikeouts. 1-1 fouled out by Hayes, and it's now 1-2. Total of just 2 walks for Orlowski, so not a bad first outing with 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and only 2 earned runs. I think he'll take it. 1-2 to Hayes. That one high and away. It's now 2-2. So it paves the way for Jackson Elder, staying here in the South Willamette Valley, at least in the meantime, as it's down and away, 3-2. It's a pitcher from Lane Community College, although he won't be at Lane for long. He just committed to the University of Utah back on May 21st. So he makes his return to the South Willamette Valley, and he'll cherish this. 3-2. Hayes fouls it off himself at the plate, and we'll do the 3-2 again. Elder, this is his 4th outing of the season with the Bend Elks. So far, it hasn't been pretty. He does have 1 win. He's 1-0, but in 3 games and a start, he has 11.57 ERA. A total of 7 innings pitched, giving up a total of 9 earned runs. 3-2. Outside, and Hayes gets aboard on his second walk today. Leadoff man's aboard for Springfield. The second straight inning, 3rd overall.
Next up to bat, number 28, Brock Lightjeb.
Brock Lightjeb coming up to the plate as the first pitch to Lightjeb. Grounded up the middle. Jackson fields it as he touches on 2, throws to first, and that's a double play. 6-4 double play. And after the leadoff walk, it's eliminated on 1 pitch. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, 6-2 the score. Bend with the lead. Brings up now the 9-hole hitter in Cole Kleckner.
Number 9, Cole Kleckner.
Kleckner 0 for 1 with a 3-pitch looking strikeout. Very unusual for Kleckner. As the first pitch, high chopper, third base side, over Ortiz at third, and Jackson doesn't have a play as Kleckner legs out an infield single, and that's more what we've seen out of Cole Kleckner. He's a guy that reaches base a lot. In fact, his first game back with the Drifters, he went 0 for 2. Guess what? He ended the season at Seattle University on a 27-game hit streak and a 40-game on-base reach streak, which he did reach base twice. As the first pitch now to Dawson Santana. Reached on 2 walks. He continues that from the season at Seattle. So 42 straight games now reaching base safely for Kleckner. If you carry that over to the Red Hawk season, that one misses high and away to Santana. It's 2-0. But he gets his first single and his first hit now with the Springfield Drifters here in 2023. And he puts himself at first with a 2-0 count now to Dawson Santana, who's 2 for 2. Throwback to first, and there safely is Kleckner. Kleckner this season at Seattle stole 8 bases after stealing 10 a season ago in Springfield. 2-0 to Santana. He'll take a strike, 2-1. Throw back to first. And there safely is Kleckner. Jackson Elder, him and Cole Kleckner were both teammates at Lane Community College, so you have a Titan on Titan matchup there. Is sure he knows the speed that Cole Kleckner possesses. Here's a 2-1. Inside, 3-1 now to Dawson Santana. Santana, 16 hits through his first 50 at-bats as a Springfield Drifter. 3-1. Fouled off. 3-2. So 320 average now for the incoming freshman to Oregon State. Santana originally was committed to the University of Oregon before flipping, and now we'll be heading off to Corvallis. The 3-2. Chopped up the middle. Fielding it at second is Peterson. The throw to first in time to get Santana. And that'll do it for the bottom of the fourth inning. One runner left stranded, and it's just one hit in the inning on Cole Collector's behalf. We head now to the fifth. 6-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Are you enjoying Taco Tuesday? If not, go down to Third Baseline Concessions to go enjoy yourself a nice carne asada taco. And make sure to come back tomorrow for Wine Wednesday, where our wine will be sold at a discounted price.
Top of the fifth inning, and Stecker Stedman back on the bump as the first pitch comes in a little bit low and away. To now Zach Taglia. Taglia leading things off after Maddox Maloney was the final out last inning, getting out with runners on the corners as Taglia fouls it away. 1-1. Well, strikeout number 2 for Decker Stedman to retire Maddox Maloney in that fourth, and now Stedman returns for his second inning of relief, facing off against 8-9-1 Taglia, Peterson, and Jackson. 1-1 outside, and it's now 2-1 to the leadoff hitter in Taglia. All Bend so far, as the 2-1 comes in for a strike. 2-2. 9 hits, 3 errors for Springfield's defense. Just hasn't been the game that Coach Richards asked for before the game, as it's now 2-2 pitch that's popped in the air towards the right side of the field. Newton under it, he makes the catch for out number 1. Brings up now Tyler Peterson, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Coach Richards before the game really talked about how if they were going to win this game, it was going to be on the pitching and the defense, and so far neither has really shown up through the first 4 innings. As the pitch comes in for a strike, 0-1 to Tyler Peterson. Thought back in the first inning it was going to be a good day. It was 0 runs given up by Hunter Dryden. As the 0-1 is in for a strike to Peterson, 0-2. Dryden started the day with 2 strikeouts, 1 to Elijah Jackson, 1 to Stephen Meyer. And after that point, it was a single, a walk to put 2 runners on, got out of the inning, but after that point, 6 runs have come in as that one brushes up Peterson inside, got out of the way. Still, though, 1-2. Stedman winds. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Down and away, 2-2. But 2 runs in the second, 1 run in the third, and 3 in the fourth have made it a 4-run game for Bend. Here's the 2-2. Chopper, right side, up to Gray, fields it at first. Underhands it to Stedman, diving play at first, and Peterson beats it out. Man, Peterson has been an on-base machine today. Now 3 singles on the afternoon.
Next up to bat, number
10th
2,
hit overall
Elijah
for the Bend
Jackson.
Elks, and it'll turn over the lineup for Elijah Jackson. And Tyler Peterson's really been the guy that Joey Wong, the head coach of Bend, has wanted in that 9 spot today. Turning over the lineup for this guy, Elijah Jackson, who's 2-3. I mentioned the strikeout back in the first, but since that point, an RBI single and then a single and a run scored. First pitch, runners going. The throw from Light Jeb to second. Pretty good one in time. He gets out Peterson. Peterson, after the head first slide to first, went feet first to second. It doesn't matter. Tag applied by the Drifters. And now 2 are gone. The chance for a 1-2-3 inning on the mound for Decker Stedman here. 1-0 to Jackson. Found back 1-1. So Jackson, after starting his day poor with the strikeout, has really turned his day around. Trying to get back to where he was a season ago here in Bend. And came in hitting .240. Just 6 hits and 25 at-bats, but his second multi-hit game of the season will raise that batting average. Watches the pitch miss just outside, and it's now 2-1 to Jackson, who's now listed as a player heading off to Seattle University. It's the 2-1. Just misses low, 3-1. Originally transferred from Cowley College in Arkansas City, Kansas, before being a sophomore and junior at Chico State. 3-1, line to left field, foul. 3-2. So he spent 2 seasons at Chico State. This past season hit .337 with 21 total starts. And the count's full. Here's the payout pitch. Ooh, just low and away, and that's going to be a walk. Two-out walk extends the inning. We do not get a 1-2-3 inning, and I'll bring up Stephen Meyer, who was able to reach on a fielder's choice error. Last inning in the 4th, he grounded the ball to Upgrave at first with runners at first and second. He decided to throw 2, got Santana off the bag. Loaded the bases with nobody out. 3 runs came into the inning. First pitch to Meyer, down and away. Now 1-0. The count to Meyer. Pitch, ground ball on the bunt to third. Left of the line, foul. 1-1. Stedman, lefty. Lefty on lefty matchup here to Meyer. Here's the 1-1, and Stedman's going to go back to first. Throws a second, the tag, and it is in time. We do get a 1-2-3 inning. It's a very unconventional one with a single, a walk, but 2 pickoffs. And it's now heading to the bottom of the 5th inning at 6-2 the score as we're halfway through this ball game here on the Drifters live stream.
Special shout out to New Real Estate for sponsoring Youth Day, where every Sunday the kids under 15 get in free and their families get half off tickets. Now up to bat, number 21, Ben Newton.
Ben Newton leading things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's going to be Newton, Longo, and DeAngelis, 2, 3, 4. First pitch to Newton's going to be lined to left and literally not moving a step is Braden Terry. Caught it right on the fly ball, and 1 pitch, 1 out to begin this 5th inning. So Bend a 6-2 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Brings up Joe Longo now.
Joe Longo.
Longo's had a good day at the plate. Had a double, a run, and now watches the first pitch. Miss away, 1-0. Double and a run in the 3rd, and then a sac bunt prior to that. That sac bunt advanced the runner to score the game's first run. It was 1-0 Springfield then. It's 6-2 Bend here. 1-0 hit in the air towards right field. A couple of steps in for Christensen. He'll make the catch in shallow right field. And quickly in 3 pitches, we have 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Brings up Rex DeAngelis. DeAngelis hit that sac fly back in the 1st and then grounded out his 2nd time up. Looking for success here. As first pitch strike is thrown by Jackson Elder, 0-1. So Elder now working in his 2nd inning of relief. At a solid 4th inning, allowing just 1 hit. The 0-1 inside, 1-1. Walked his first batter to Ryan Hayes, but got a double play right after that. Able to settle in for just a 4-batter inning with 3 outs. Looking for a 1-2-3 frame here. The 1-1. DeAngelis cuts and fouls it off at the plate, and it's 1-2. DeAngelis, big time at bat here, after allowing a couple of runs to come in on air in the 4th. 1-2. DeAngelis, chopper right side. At second is Peterson. His throw to first in time to retire DeAngelis. 1-2-3 they go in the bottom of the 5th. We head now to the 6th. 6-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Do you want to be like a drifter? Well, you can train like a drifter. Come work out with our players at Elements Health Club here in Springfield. Elements is our workout partner, and they could be yours. Visit them at one of their Lane County locations, including the one 5 minutes down the road. Who knows? You might meet a drifter ball player someday. And a special shout out to Sarah Keepers, director of the Elements Health Club, who is now in the running for Miss Health USA. Go to facebook.com and search Sarah Keepers to vote for her.
Ticker Stedman returns to the mound for the top of the 6th inning. It's going to be Stephen Meyer, Avery Ortiz, and Braden Terry. Batters 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Bend Elks here in the 6-2 ball game. Ben's had a great day at the plate with 10 total hits through the first 5 frames. First pitch from Stedman here in the 6th. Big swing and a miss from Meyer. 0-1. We saw Meyer last inning. He was at the plate and then had to go sit down after Elijah Jackson was picked off by the pitcher, Decker Stedman. The 0-1 grounded up the middle. Santana ranges over behind the second base bag, collects, throws the first, and retires the runner in Meyer. Brings up Avery Ortiz now. Ortiz 2 for 3 with a strikeout. Has 2 singles today with a run scored in the 3rd. Stedman winds, first pitch to Ortiz, fouled back, 0-1. So Decker Stedman came in after Hunter Dryden. Only could go 3 innings. It's been 4 hits allowed by Stedman. settled in last inning. Here's the 0-1. Ooh, just misses from Stedman. 1-1. Solid turnout again here at Hamlin Sports Complex. A lot more fans than last year, and that's the good news. 1-1. A strike. Similar pitch. Different result. 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just low, and it's now 2-2. I think a season ago, when we had a really good night, it was going to be about 30 people. I think now it's consistently been over 100 people attending games, and I think that's a good news. Here's the 2-2. Pop up towards the first base side, up the grave, under it, right of the line. Makes the catch for out number 2. But more and more people have flocked their way to Hamlin Middle School to see this gorgeous facility, and it truly is one of the best places to watch a baseball game in the Pacific Northwest. I will stand by that, especially when you're going and sitting so close to the field, just the way that this backstop and stands were built. First pitch now to Braden Terry, hit in the air towards right center field, drops down in the alleyway. Kleckner collects and then throws in quickly. Keeps Terry at first. It's a 2-out single. 11th hit today for the Bend Elks.
Next up to bat, number 3, Bo Sylvester.
Brings up Bo Sylvester now. He's hitless. Had a walk back in the third, sandwiched around that. A ground out to third, and then a pop up to the second baseman. First pitch from Stedman. Just off the plate. 1-0 now to Sylvester. Six-2, Bend with the lead in the top of the 6th inning. Stedman looks to first. Out of the plate, the 1-0. Outside, looked like maybe a pitch out. Terry was not going. 2-0. Braden Terry does not have a stolen base this season with the Bend Elks. Had 5 stolen bases this season at Everett Community College, 7 the year prior. Here's the 2-0. Sylvester takes, it's a strike, 2-1. I like the look from Sylvester. He has the orange and black catching gear when he's behind the plate catching, and now he has the orange wooden bat. I think that's quite the look for the Oklahoma State product. Here's the 2-1. Hit foul, 2-2. Nonetheless, though, I think that Sylvester being at Oklahoma State and coming back here to Bend is a big reason why you get Avery Ortiz coming to Bend. Not often do you see Big 12 players in the WCL, but hey, these two guys are here at Bend, and they're making a difference. 3 and 5 hole hitters today. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Stedman. Fouled off by Sylvester, and he stays alive. Terry's still at first. Stedman looking for another scoreless inning. The Drifters have not had 2 straight scoreless innings in this entire ball game. The 2-2 pitch from Stedman. In the dirt. Sylvester watches it come in, and the counts run full. All of a sudden, this at-bat gets a little bit more intense, a little bit more stressful for Stedman. Still just a strike away from ending the inning. The southpaw comes set. 3-2 is going to be fouled down the third base side. Do it again. Good at bat with Sylvester at the plate. Keeps on fouling away his pitches. Stedman looking to give his offense a chance in the bottom of the 6th inning. Shakes once. Now ready. Payoff pitch. Misses inside and low, and Sylvester's aboard with a 2-out lock. Advances another runner into scoring position now for the Elks. And Sylvester goes to first.
Ryan Christensen.
And brings up Ryan Christensen. Christensen so far today, a single and a run scored back in the second. Was struck out in the third and then was hit by a pitch. The fourth inning. Stands in with Terry at second and Sylvester at first. 6-2 the score. Bend looking for more runs here in the sixth. First pitch from Stedman. Breaking ball that drops in for a strike. 0-1. Nice 67 mile per hour curveball there from Stedman. Here's the 0-1. That one's grounded foul, first base side. 0-2. Stedman looking for the strikeout. So far today, he has 2. Shakes and comes ready. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 for Decker Stedman. Leaves 2 runners stranded for 1 hit and 1 walk with 2 outs. We head now to the bottom of the 6th inning. 6-2 the score. Drifters looking for some offense here on the Drifters live stream. Bottom of the 6th inning, and we're getting a pinch hitter at the plate.
Number 3, Chase Miller.
Ryan Cooney is taken out of the game for number 3, Jace Miller. Miller comes in after Cooney overall went 0 for 2 with a ground out RBI and a strikeout. First pitch to Miller down and away. 1-0 from Jackson Elder, who returns onto the mound for his 3rd inning of relief. So Cooney's day is done. Miller comes into the game as a pinch hitter. The product from the University of Portland fouls off a pitch at the plate. 1-1. Seen Miller DH this season and play 3rd, so he'll take over that 3rd base position from Cooney. And he's been a good hitter at the plate. He's hitting .318 in 7 games for the Springfield Drifters. 7 hits, 22 at-bats for 3 total runs and a double. 1-1 to Miller. Down and away. 2-1 now. Miller's last game, he went 2 for 4 in a game against Wenatchee. That was the 10-8 victory for the Drifters. 1-1. Big swing and a miss. Elder got him to whiff. It's out 2-2. Miller, Updegrave, and Hayes due up for Springfield. It's a 2-2. Swing and a miss. Elder, a strikeout. That's now his first strikeout of the evening. And Miller's pinch hit goes for nothing.
Number 33, Jaden Shepard.
And it's going to be another pinch hitter. Coach Richards has had enough with the offense. It's going to be now Jaden Shepard. First pitch to Jaden Shepard. Down and away. 2-0. So up to Grave, who first grounded out on the first pitch he saw and then struck out swinging. Gets replaced by Shepard, the Fresno State product, as he fouls off the 1-0, and it's now 1-1. Shepard going to be heading into his senior season at Fresno State. Quite the frame. 6'6", 230 pounds. This is going to be his third appearance of the season. Had 2 prior starts. Fouls it back. 1-2. In his 2 starts, he went 1 for 7 with a single, a run scored, and a strikeout. Has 2 walks, though, which is pretty impressive if you consider that 6'6", 230-pound frame. Here's the 1-2. Shepard called strike 3. Looked at it, and that was it. Jackson Elder back-to-back strikeouts. And now 2 are gone here in the bottom of the 6th of the 6-2 ball game. Bend really pouring on the zeros. The Drifters' offense has gone for nothing, at least over the past 6 batters. 6 straight outs retired by Elder. Here's Ryan Hayes now as the first pitch. Off speed comes in for a strike, 0-1. He's still searching for his first hit as a Springfield Drifter, but I'll tell you what, he's been a walking machine. Really has done a great job with his plate vision. And as I say that, he chases a pitch down and away, 0-2. But he has 2 walks today, now 7 on the season in 3 games. It's a pretty good percentage right there. The 0-2 to Hayes. Fouls it back. And in on top of the booth. 0-2, we'll do it again. Elder just a strike away from another 1-2-3 inning, which he had last inning in the 5th. The 0-2. In the dirt, Hayes lays off. 1-2. Jackson Elder having really a bounce back outing here after struggling in his first 3. One, 2 to Hayes. Ooh, inside. Had to get out in a hurry. All of a sudden, the count's even, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Slider just outside. Elder was walking to the dugout. So was the middle infielders in Jackson and Peterson. But instead, the count's full. And Hayes is on the verge of walking for the 3rd time today. Payoff pitch. Inside, and that's walk number 3 for Ryan Hayes. That is now Hayes' 2nd straight 3-walk game. And he had to battle for that one. Got behind early 0-2 and now gets the free trip to first. Extends the inning here in the 6th and brings up Brock Lightjeb.
Next up to bat, number 28, Brock Lightjeb.
Lightjeb, a walk and a ground ball into a double play back in the 4th. So a 0 for 1 day. Swings and misses, and it's now 0-1. Lightjeb committed to the University of Michigan. Looking for hit number 2 on the season as the 0-1 down and away, 1-1. Now 4 guys on the Springfield Drifters from the University of Michigan. Some more Wolverines have flocked their way to the WCL outside. 2-1. Now Lightjeb, he's from Portland. He was the 2nd best catcher in the state and a top 20 overall prospect. But you have Joe Longo on there. You have Avery Goldensoff, who just came today, rather this past weekend. But this is his first home game here. And then you also have Cooper Mullen. So 4 Wolverines on this Drifters roster. Swing and a miss from Lightjeb. Now 2-2. Now 2 years ago, Michigan won the Big Ten. And then a few years before that, it was Michigan in the College World Series. So pretty good program in the Big Ten, but their coach left and went to Clemson, and they had a great season this past year. And that was the second time in this inning that both Sylvester and Jackson Elder thought that that was strike number 3. Instead, it misses high and away. Kind of right on the black. And the count's full, 3-2 to Light Jeb. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Light Jeb thought he was going to first. Instead, it's a called strike 3, and Elder. 3 strikeouts in the bottom of the 6th. We'll head now to the 7th. 6-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Now on the mound for your Springfield Drifters, number 11, Bo Burnett. And up to bat for the Bend Elks, number 7, Maddox Maloney.
Maddox Maloney, Zach Toglia, and Tyler Peterson, batters 7, 8, 9. 2 up for the Bend Elks here in the top of the 7th inning. It's a new pitcher on the mound. It's Bo Burnett for the Springfield Drifters. First pitch now here in the top of the 7th comes in a strike. 0-1 to Maddox Maloney, who so far today is hitless, 2 strikeouts and a sac fly, and a return to his hometown of Springfield, Oregon. 0-1 to Maloney, fouls it off. 0-2. So Maloney on the verge of a sombrero right here. Burnett, who comes in for the 4th time this season, looking for that as well. The 0-2. Maloney rounds it up the middle. Fielding it is Newton. He throws to first. And the play is made to retire Maloney for the 4th time today. Hasn't been the return to Springfield that Maloney wants. But he'll have a chance the next 2 days as the Drifters and Elks will be back tomorrow and on Thursday. Both games at 6:35 here on the Drifters live stream. And the call for both of those is now Zach Toglia. Comes up to the plate here in the 6-2 ball game. 1 out for the Elks. As Toglia steps up, he's 0 for 3. Did reach on an air, though, back in the 2nd. Rounds the first pitch. He sees to Santana, and Santana can't field it. Eats him up. That's air number 4 today for Springfield. Second time that Toglia has reached on an air, and that's a toughie. Santana, he's a guy that really prides himself on his defense. He's a guy that says he's more of a defensive player than an offensive player, and right there hurts him, and I'm sure that's going to be eating him up. Brings up now the 9-hole hitter in Tyler Peterson, who's 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Fouls off the first pitch he sees, and it's now 0-1. So a tough start here in the top of the 7th. Looked like it was going to be 2 outs. Instead, it's 1 out and a runner at first. Throw back to first. In there safely is Toglia. The 0-1. That one's called a strike from Burnett, and it's now 0-2. Right-hander set at the waist. Nods his head. The 0-2. Foul away. Do it again. Elsewhere in the WCL right now, Ridgefield currently leading Yakima Valley 4-2. Port Angeles leading Nanaimo 8-0. Port Angeles has been on a tear as of late. Won the series last weekend as the throw goes back to first. And there safely is Toglia again. Bellingham and Kelowna, a really good game up there. 3-3 the score against the Bills and the Falcons. Here's the 0-2 to Peterson. Ground ball left side. Santana fields it at short, flips it to 2, and that's all they're going to get. Santana, an equally difficult play. Makes it look easy. He gets the second out of the inning.
Next up to bat for Bend,
Puts
number
Peterson
2,
at first
Elijah Jackson.
and turns over the lineup for Elijah Jackson. Jackson walked his last time up. Prior to that, 2 singles, an RBI, and a run, and a strikeout. He'll take the first pitch for a strike from Burnett, 0-1. So, other scores in the WCL. Callett, 4-1 in Portland. That's big for the Drifters as they're looking to remain in first place. This one gets past the catcher in light jab, and heading over to second on the play is Peterson, and now it puts a runner in scoring position for Bend, and they love to score another run and stretch the lead from 4-5. Still within reach right now for Springfield. They have 9 outs to work with. But the Drifters need to put zeros on the board and give their offense a chance, who really struggled today. Just 5 hits, 2 total runs. Here's the 1-1 to Jackson. Outside, 2-1. And finally, Edmonton and Victoria. Currently 5-3. Harbor Cats over the Riverhawks in a Canadian versus Canadian matchup. 2-1 from Burnett. Fouled off by Jackson. Corvallis is not in play here today, so if Springfield does lose, as it stands right now, Corvallis will even up with them and tied for first place. Ridgefield, they'll also be tied for first if they hang on and win against Yakima Valley 4-2. Burnett, high and inside, and it's now 3-2. So if the Drifters do lose today, they're not necessarily dropping out of first place, but if they win today, they're keeping their spot in the first base spot, and that's exactly where Coach Richards and company wants to be. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at second. Pitch from Burnett. Fouled off by Jackson, and he'll stay alive for another pitch. Getting a little bit later here in Springfield. Just past 2 hours into the ball game. The 3-2. Fouled off by Jackson, just got a piece of it. And it's now 1 more. Stephen Meyer on deck for the Elks. Burnett, big breath. Now set. The 3-2. Jackson fouls it away and stays alive. It's going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat upcoming here to Elijah Jackson, who's battling with a runner at second. Payoff pitch. Hit up the middle in center field. Kleckner dives, makes the catch! Cole Kleckner prevents a run from coming in, and that'll strand the runner in Peterson at second. Jackson standing at second, thinking it's a double. Kleckner is going to call it out in center field as the Drifters exit the field after an error in the inning, and that's all for the Elks. We head to the bottom of the seventh. Time to stretch here in Springfield. 6-2 the score on the Drifters live stream.
Folks, it's time to stand up, get on your feet, and sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Take me out to the ball game. Great job, everyone. Reminder, folks, concessions will be closing at the end of this inning. This is your last chance to go get that dog or that beer. Now on the mound for the Bend Elks, number 43, Ethan Krupp. And up to bat for your Drifters, number 12, Tommy Maluski.
Tommy Maluski going to be leading things off for the Springfield Drifters. A pinch hitter for Cole Kleckner here in this seventh inning, as he'll take a first pitch strike, 0-1. So Maluski comes in for Kleckner, who went 1 for 2. Kleckner had a phenomenal catch in center field, and after all that, Maluski comes up to the plate, the 0-1. Inside, 1-1 now from the new pitcher on the mound. It's number 43, Ethan Krupp, the right-hander from Corvallis, Oregon, 5'11", 185-pound senior from Jamestown College. 1-1. Down and inside, 2-1 now to Tommy Maluski. So Jackson Elder, his day is over, and it paves the way for the Jamestown College product as Maluski cuts over it. 2-2. Total of just 3 innings pitched with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, and no earned runs for Jackson Elder. Maluski watches it miss away, and it's now full. 3-2. Maluski, this season, still searching for his first hit. The 3-2. Grounds it foul. Do it again. Maluski went 0 for 4 in his first start. Pinch ran in a game against Wenatchee, and he was able to score on that pinch running effort. Now his 5th at bat of the season. 3-2. Called strike 3. Maluski down on a backwards K, and starting his day bright is Ethan Krupp.
Next up to bat, number 7, Dawson Santana.
Brings up Dawson Santana now. 6-2 the score in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out and nobody on for Santana, the leadoff hitter for Springfield, who takes a strike. 0-1. 2 for 3 is Santana today. Singles in his first 2 at bats. Scored a run in the first. Since that, it was a ground out in the 4th. He'll take a strike from Krupp. 0-2. Krupp this season, this is his 5th outing of the year. He's given up a total of 2 runs in 5 innings. As Santana takes low, 1-2. 3 of his 4 outings have been scoreless so far, including a 2-inning, 1-hit, 0-run effort against Corvallis in the last WCL series. 1-2 to Santana. Fouls it away, stays alive. Ethan Krupp from Jamestown College. It's up in North Dakota. 1-2, down and away to Santana. And Ben believes that's a strikeout to end it. The umpire has yet to make a call. Still awaiting a call.
Next up to bat, number 21.
And Santana's just going to walk away, so I guess that's a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ethan Krupp. What an odd play. Here's Ben Newton now, 1 for 3. First pitch to Newton, down and inside, 1-0. Wow, 2 outs to begin this bottom of the 7th inning. The second one a little bit controversial. Santana left heartbroken. Newton shows bunt, pulls it back. Now 2-0. So Jamestown College is where Ethan Krupp is from. Jamestown College, you guessed it, in Jamestown, North Dakota. And he's been there the last 2 years. There's the 2-0 to Newton. Down and in, 3-0. Krupp this season at Jamestown, 8 innings pitched, 10 hits, 6 earned runs. The year prior, 15 innings pitched, 18 hits, 11 earned runs. This is his second stint in the WCL. Previously pitched for the Yakima Valley Pippins in 2021. 3-0 to Newton, catches the zone for a strike, 3-1. 2 outs, nobody on for Newton. 6-2, Bend with the lead. Drifters looking for offense of any kind. 3-1 in the dirt, and Newton's heading to first on a 2-out walk. Brings up Joe Longo now. Longo, a double back in the 3rd. Popped up his last time up in the 5th. Hit a sac bunt prior to that. First pitch from Krupp. Down and away. 1-0. Joe Longo, originally from Apple Valley, Minnesota. As he'll take a strike, 1-1. Played at the Academy of Holy Angels in Richfield, Minnesota in high school. Was a 4-year letter winner in both baseball and football, as this one's fouled away. His dad was a football player. His dad, Raymond Longo, nicknamed Big Ray, played college football at the University of St. Thomas. Throw back to first, in there safely as Newton. Early in his career, he loved football, but later found his passion for baseball, and that led him to Ann Arbor. 1-2 hit and run situation, lifts it in the air towards right field. Under it is Christensen, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. Just the 2-out walk to Ben Newton. He's left stranded at first. We head now to the 8th. 6-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
This truck needs a halftime. These wheels need a 2-lane. This radio needs 3 songs to play to get me across town to you. That dress needs to slip off. That hair needs to come down. Friday nights need to
to bat for Bend, number 1, Stephen Meyer.
Part of the order due up for Bend. It's going to be Stephen Meyer, Avery Ortiz, and Braden Terry, 2, 3, and 4. Against Bo Burnett. First pitch from Burnett here in the 8th. Comes in a strike on 1. 6-2 the score. Bend with the lead. As Springfield has really struggled defensively. 4 errors today while giving up 11 total hits to the Bend Elks. As that's going to be a bunt foul at the plate. 0-2. Burnett gets ahead once again. Had a 7th inning that was relatively easy as he misses away. 1-2. Faced 4 batters, was able to get 3 outs, and I'll take that. Quick and easy, putting a 0 on the board. Ground ball right side, Newton fields in a couple hops, throws to first, Shepard is there, and that's out number 1 here in the top of the 8th. Brings up Avery Ortiz now. Ortiz 2 for 4. Started his day with 2 singles with a run. Since that point, a strikeout swinging and a pop-up to first base. First pitch, fouled off, 0-1. Bend 2 runs in the second, 1 in the third, and then 3 in the fourth. Since that point, the Elks have been held scoreless. Springfield scoreless since the third. The 0-1 inside, 1-1. Burnett ready. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Slider hit up the middle, dropping quickly, but Maluski makes the catch. In center field for out number 2.
Next up to bat, number 12, Braden Terry.
Brings up Braden Terry now. Terry so far today has yet to get out. 3 singles and a walk. First pitch, called the strike. Comes in a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 from Burnett. Also a strike. Gets the favorable call, 0-2. Burnett a strike away from his first strikeout. And a 1-2-3 frame here in the top of the 8th. 6-2 the score. Bend with the lead. The 0-2 from Burnett. Ground ball right side. Newton fields it on 3 hops. Throws to first. And the inning is over. 2 ground outs and a line out. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Drifters looking for offense here on the Drifters live stream.
Now pitching for the Bend Elks, number 27, Jake Green. And up to bat for your Drifters, number 19, Bobby Blandford.
Bobby Blandford leading things off here in this bottom of the 8th inning. 6-2 the score, Bend with the lead. Blandford pinch hitting now as the first pitch from Jake Green misses away, 1-0. Blandford pinch hitting for Rex DeAngelis, who went 0 for 3, rather 0 for 2 with a sac fly. Blandford cuts under it, 1-1. Third pinch hitter now we've seen from Springfield today after Jace Miller and Jaden Shepard pinch hit. And guess what? They're on deck and in the hole to begin this bottom of the 8th inning. The 1-1 taken for a strike, 1-2. So Jake Green comes into the game. He replaces Ethan Krupp. And Ethan Krupp through 1 inning had 1 walk and 2 strikeouts, 0 earned runs in his 7th inning of relief work. Here's the 1-2 to Blandford. Outside, 2-2. Bobby Blandford, we've seen as a consistent starter in this Drifters lineup, hitting .400 this season, 4 hits and 10 at-bats. 2 runs scored, all 4 hits have been singles. The 2-2, Green just misses, low and away, and it's now 3-2. Counts run full to Blandford. Blandford, another Fresno State product on this Springfield Drifters squad. You have 3 of them on the team. Tim, Ben Newton, and Jaden Shepard. 3-2. Blandford, ground ball right side, and it gets past a diving Peterson at second. Into right field it goes. It's going to be a leadoff single for Bobby Blandford, and that's the first hit Springfield's gotten since the 4th inning. It's been that long for the Drifters, as they have really struggled at the plate today and have struggled even more defensively. And you know that when there's 4 errors on the board and now 6 hits. Here's Jace Miller now, who struck out swinging his first time up. That was in the 6th inning. Now up for his second chops, as he swings at the first pitch, grounds it foul, 0-1. So Jake Green, the pitcher on the mound, 5'11", 185 pounds, from Lewis Clark State College. This guy that pitched in this ballpark back in April, when the LC State team came down here to Hamlin Sports Complex to face off against Tommy Richards and the Bushnell Beacons. Gets a swing and a miss from Miller, and is now 0-2. With the Warriors, he threw 3 scoreless innings here at Hamlin Sports Complex with 4 strikeouts against the Bushnell Beacons. Miller fouls it away, stays alive in the 0-2. Blandford was attempting to steal, maybe a hit-and-run situation. Goes to not. Do the 0-2 again with Blandford returning back to first. Drifters have 6 outs to get 4 runs or more to try to come back, force extras, or maybe even walk it off, have some Hamlin magic after the Drifters walked it off on opening night. The 0-2. Miller takes, called strike 3. That one right on the black on the inside part of the plate. A tough one for Miller. The right-hand hitter goes down on a backwards K.
Next up to bat, number 33.
And he'll bring up Shepard up to the plate for the time. He struck out looking. So both the pinch hit performances back in the 6th were for nothing. And Miller now 0 for 2 on his pinch hit appearances. See what Shepard does here. Throw back to first. In there safely is Blandford. So Shepard at the plate from Fresno State. Blandford at first is from Fresno State. And if you're wondering, how did 3 Fresno State Bulldogs find their way to Springfield? Well, it's kind of a funny story. And Shepard takes a strike, 0-1. You see, the reasoning why is, well, Coach Richards, he knew a coach that was at the University of Nevada, and he contacted him wanting some Nevada players for this year, except that coach had left and gone to Fresno State, as this is fouled off by Shepard, 0-2. And so Coach Richards thought he was going to get some Nevada Wolfpack players. He instead got some Fresno State Bulldog players, and was talking to Bobby Blandford about that, and Blandford said it's a lot better that he got Bulldog players because nobody wants a Nevada player. U2 inside, throw down to second from Sylvester, finds its way into the outfield. And Blandford's going to stay at second. 1-2 the count to Shepard with a runner in scoring position now. All jokes aside, though, I think it speaks a little bit to the rivalry between Fresno State and Nevada. Those are two pretty good Mountain West schools, and Fresno State, a baseball program that has won a College World Series before. 1-2, Shepard drives the ball to left field. It's hanging up, and in left field, Terry's under it. Makes the catch for out number 2.
Next up to bat,
Brings up Ryan Hayes, who is an on-base machine. 3 walks today for Ryan Hayes, and his on-base percentage just gets better and better. Coming in, his on-base percentage was .625, and now has a total of 8 walks on the season and 11 total plate appearances. He'll take a strike. 0-1. Still searching for his first hit, but, 8 for 11 on your plate appearances? It's pretty good on-base percentage right there. The 0-1 to Hayes. In the dirt, Sylvester got it away from him. Blandford slides into third safely, and now a runner is 90 feet away from scoring for Springfield. 6-2 the score, and if Blandford can come in here in this bottom of the 8th inning, I think it makes it a little bit easier in the bottom of the 9th for Springfield. The 1-1 to Hayes. Misses low. 2-1. Hayes. Whew. Great slider there from Green. 72-mile-per-hour pitch. 13 inches of vertical break, and rather horizontal break. And it's right down the heart of the plate. 2-2. Here's the pitch to Hayes. Fouled off at the plate. We'll do it again. Hayes battling. He's battled a couple of times today. He had a 2-strike count where he had no balls, 2 strikes. Worked that into a walk earlier. Now with the 2-2, we'll have to battle again with a runner at third. On deck is a Brock Lightjeb. 2-2 pitch. Hayes pops it up, stays alive. We'll continue the at-bat battle. Springfield looking for something here. Have a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. They need this. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Hayes goes down looking. Strikeout number 2 for Green, his second looking K, as Hayes slams the bat, and we'll head to the 9th. 6-2 the score. Blandford left stranded at third here on the Drifters live stream.
Double up, quick stop, midnight tea, top jack, and a cherry coke pen.
Now on the mound for your Drifters, number 22, Jackson Coons. And up to
Jackson
bat
Coons,
for
the new
Bend
pitcher
Elks,
on the
number
mound
3,
for the
Bo
Springfield
Sylvester.
Drifters. He's set to face off against Bo Sylvester, Ryan Christensen, and Maddox Maloney, batters 5, 6, and 7. So Coons comes in for Bo Burnett, who did his job and was able to put a couple of zeros on the board. First pitch to Sylvester comes in a strike, 0-1. Sylvester so far today, a walk in the 6th and the 3rd inning. Other than that, a ground out and a pop-up. He's still looking for his first hit of the series, as Coons gets him to swing and miss. Quickly 0-2 now to Sylvester. Coons' 5th outing of the year for the Linfield College product. Has a 5.14 ERA, 7 innings pitched, total of 4 earned runs. 0-2. Sylvester cracks it off the catcher's mask of Light Jub, gives a thumbs up. And Sylvester stays alive. 6-2 the score here in the top of the 9th inning. Bend with a 4-run lead. Looking for extra insurance before the bottom of the 9th inning. The Elks looking to claim game number 1 of the series here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Drifters looking to win today. I think that Springfield, they're going to have a really, really good bottom of the 9th inning. What's been the complete opposite of this entire ball game. This bounces in 1-2. Just really hasn't been a lot of offense, especially since the 3rd inning. A lot of zeros on the board for Springfield. Just 1 hit since the 4th, and that 1 hit came this past inning in the 8th, and they had that runner at 3rd. Were unable to score him, and they're going to need a lot if they want to come back in this one. Still within reach. 3 outs to get 4 runs is doable. And the Drifters have been able to hang cricket numbers on the board several times. Time's called by the umpire. 2-2, and they're going to say pitch clock violation on Coons. Coons shrugs, and now comes set. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball left side. Santana fields it on 3 hops. Quickly throws to first and retires Sylvester. Nice play from Santana. 4 out number 1 here in the top of the 9th.
Pinch hitting for the Bend Elks, number 4, Ty Silva.
Brings up Ryan Christensen now. Rather a pinch hitter. It's going to be number 4 for Bend. That's Ty Silva. Silva, an outfielder that's committed to USC as a freshman next year. Watches the first pitch, bounce in 1-0. 2 USC Trojans on this Bend Elks team. Luca DePalvo, the other one, and Ty Silva now here in Bend. The 1-0. That one bounces in 2-0. Silva this season, a .227 average, 5 hits, 22 at-bats. Gets ahead with a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch from Coons. Swing and foul tip into the mitt of Brock Lightjub. 2-1. It's been a lot of scoreless innings since the 4th, in which Ben was able to score 3 runs on an air. As this one's up the middle, and it gets into the outfield for a base hit. Ty Silva, his pinch hit pays off. That's hit number 12 today for the Bend Elks. Brings up Maddox Maloney, who has struggled today. 2 strikeouts, a sac fly, and a ground out. Maloney looking for his first hit in his return to Springfield. First pitch swing and drives it to right center field in the alleyway. It drops down. Going first to third is Silva. Staying at first on the play is Maloney, as Maloney gets his first hit of the game. And the Elks are in business here on the top of the 9th, looking for more runs, and they get back-to-back singles, put runners on the corners with just 1 out. They'll bring up Zach Toglia.
Next up to bat, number 28, Zach Toglia.
First pitch. Called a strike, 0-1. Toglia today, a error back in the second that he reached on, an error in the seventh that he reached on. Sanderson between that, a fly out and a pop-up. So he's 0 for 4, but has reached base safely twice. Drifters looking for a double play. Swing and a miss, and quickly 0-2 as Jackson Coons against Toglia. Coons, the lefty, looking for his first punch out. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. The ball gets behind the catcher and Brock Lejeb. The throw is not going to be in time as Silva slides in safely. And it is now 7-2 Elks. Silva scores from third. Maloney moves to second. But Coons does get the out on the punch out. And Lejeb, second time today, a pass ball has scored a run. Brings up Tyler Peterson now, who has reached base safely 4 times, 3 singles, and reached down a fielder's choice. First pitch, Peterson takes high and away, 1-0. The 1-0, called a strike, 1-1. Coons looking to just get out of this inning. Give the offense a chance in the bottom half. He'll step off the mound. And now times is going to be called. Lejeb going to go talk things over with Coons the lefty. And now Alan Embry will join in on the conversation, trying to settle down the southpaw. Elks with a 7-2 lead. Second time Bend has come here to Hamlin Sports Complex. A year ago, it was a little bit earlier in the season as the Elks came in the third series of the year against Springfield in their inaugural season. Springfield lost game 1 against Bend 7-3 a year ago, but the Drifters won games 2 and 3 in the series on walk-off hits. It was a 3-4 victory against Bend on June 8th and a 3-4 victory on June 9th. Now, a year later, Bend on the verge of claiming game number 1 in the series for the second straight year here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Here's the 1-1 from Coons. That one high, 2-1. Peterson's been great at the plate as the 9-hole hitter looking to turn over the lineup once again, and the dangerous Elijah Jackson's on deck. So if I'm Coons here, I'm looking to get the out here and try to go to the bottom of the ninth. Only down by 5. Big swing and a miss on the swing by Peterson. 2-2. Coons looking back to second, now to the plate. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Leaves a runner stranded at second, but 2 hits in the inning bring 1 run in on the pass ball. We head now to the bottom of the ninth. 7-2 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Sometimes tickling the sand, cold gray chilling in my right hand, watching you sleep in the evening light, resting up for a long, long night. When the sun goes down, we'll be grooving when the sun goes down. Feel alright when
All right, Drifters fans, it's time to throw on your rally caps and cheer on our Drifters. Next up to bat for your Springfield Drifters, number 28, Brock Lightjeb.
Brock Lightjeb going to be leading things off. As the first pitch from Jake Green misses down and away, 1-0. Lightjeb followed by Tommy Maluski and Dawson Santana. Batters 8, 9, and 1. The 1-0. Lightjeb fouls it back. 1-1. 7-2 the score here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Springfield looking for 5 runs in this inning. And it's going to take a comeback. Springfield has been able to put crooked numbers on the board before. They're just going to have to do it against Jake Green, the right-hander, out for a second inning relief. Lightjeb takes inside. 2-1. Get started here with Lightjeb, who so far today walked, grounded into a double play, and struck out looking. 2-1 inside. Whew. Almost hit him. 3-1. I'll start with the leadoff hitter. Let's see what Lightjeb can do here. 3-1. Big cut, big miss. 3-2 now from Jake Green. 1 run in the top of the 9th inning for Bend. Extended this from a 4-run lead to 5. Adds a little bit more to the plate for Springfield. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. And Jake Green is on fire. That's strikeout number 3 to batter number 5 he's faced. Brings up Tommy Maluski now.
Tommy Maluski.
Maluski 0 for 1 with the strikeout looking in his pinch hit appearance prior. First pitch, he takes a strike. Nice. 71 mile per hour off speed pitch from Green there. 10 inches of horizontal break and able to paint it right on the corner. Here's the 0-1. Maluski half swing. Did he go around? Feel? Yes, he did. 0-2 now to Maluski. Jake Green is getting ahead, and he's on the verge of his 4th strikeout. The 0-2. Foul tip by Maluski. Just got a piece of it. And he'll stay alive for another pitch. Springfield again will be back in action against the Bend Elks tomorrow. Game at 6:35. The 0-2 to Maluski. Outside, 1-2. Tomorrow's going to be Wine Wednesday here at Hamlin Sports Complex. You can come down and get half off all wine and cider here at the Hamlin Sports Complex. Excellent place to enjoy a drink and watch some baseball. 1-2. Maluski fouls it away. Stays live. On Thursday, it's going to be our Thirsty Thursday game, meaning $3 tap beer. So if that's more your gel, then you can come out for that. I think you should come out for both here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Gorgeous stadium. The 1-2. Maluski fouls it off and stays alive once again. Great promotions happening all this week. I think later on this week on Saturday, we're going to be having a free hat giveaway to the first 250 fans. Come here and get a free Drifters hat. We do have some really great merchandise. 1-2. Maluski takes outside. 2-2. Jake Green ready. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Maluski fouls it back and stays alive. Large part of why the Drifters have such great merchandise is Kelly Richardson of Richardson Sports, one of the co-owners of the Springfield Drifters. Team gets decked out in Springfield Drifter jerseys and pants and shorts, hats, pretty much everything, and it's all Richardson Sports. 2-2, grounded towards the right side. Picking it up is Peterson. He throws to first to retire Maluski. And the Drifters are down to their final out.
Next up to bat, number 7, Dawson Santana.
Dawson Santana now come up to the plate with 2 outs. Nobody on for Santana in the 7-2 ball game. Springfield gonna need a miracle here as Santana takes a pitch in the dirt, 1-0 from Green. So Jake Green came in the last inning, allowed a single to Bobby Blandford, and then after that point, he's retired 5 straight batters, looking to make it 6 here with Santana at the plate. Here's the 1-0. That one's called the strike. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Santana. Taken inside, 2-1. Santana today, 2 hits, his first 2 at bats. Since then, a ground out and a strikeout. His 5th at bat overall. 2-1. That one misses a little low. 3-1 now to Santana. On deck is Ben Newton, if we get there. 3-1. Hit up the middle. It drops down. That's a base hit for Dawson Santana. It's a 3-for-5 day for the shortstop. Extends the inning, and the Drifters aren't done yet. They have 1 out to score 5 runs or more. It starts here with Ben Newton coming up.
Next up to bat, number 21, Ben Newton.
Newton so far today, single back in the first. Walked in the 7th, sandwiched in between that, a ground out and a fly out. Newton fouls off the first pitch. 0-1. So Portland just fell to Cowlitz, and Ridgefield just beat Yakima Valley, meaning that if Springfield does in fact lose here, which seems likely at this point, Springfield will remain in first place in a 3-way tie, as Santana is going to take second base with ease without a throw. And it's 1-1 to Newton after that one missed away. Runner in scoring position in Santana. Newton with a chance for an RBI. The 0-1. Ground ball right side, foul, and the Drifters are down to their final strike. Newton trying to time it out. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at second. 7-2 the score. Bend looking for the win. Springfield looking for a miracle. Here's the 1-2. Newton fouls it away, stays alive. Green stares in. Comes set. 1-2. Hit in the air towards left field. Terry ranging over. He's under it. He makes the catch. And that's the ball game. Bend comes down here to Springfield and takes game number 1 against the Springfield Drifters. Probably a game that Springfield wants to forget about and think about to tomorrow. Rather look ahead, as today just really wasn't their game. 4 errors defensively, just 7 hits offensively, and Coach Richards said that it was going to be the pitching and the defense that was going to win them this game. And, well, pitching and defense didn't show up at the same time. Kind of got it going in the middle innings after the 4th, but ultimately, at the end of the game, it was 7-2. The offense only just 2 runs, and that's it. Overall, I will say the offensive player of the game for Springfield is Dawson Santana, and Bo Burnett did some great job in the middle innings on the mound. Decker Stedman did a good job as well after a tough first inning, but he came into the game with an error. Ultimately, though, the game started at 6:35, ended at 9:24 total time, 2 hours and 49 minutes, and that's Springfield's now 5th loss of the season. Bend now improves to 6-7. They inch a little bit closer, and Springfield now in a 3-way tie for first place with the Portland Pickles and the Ridgefield Raptors. Rather, not the Ridgefield Raptors, the Portland Pickles, yes, and the Ridgefield Raptors. And I believe also the Corvallis Knights. So there's a 4-way tie. Excuse me, the Pickles lost. It will be Ridgefield, Corvallis, Springfield. There we go. 4 times the chart. Springfield, Corvallis, and Ridgefield all in a tie for first place. Portland remains a game out. Bend inches a little bit closer, now 2 games out of first place. Going to be back at it tomorrow. 6:35 is going to be the start time. You catch it here on the Drifters live stream. Thursday, also going to be 6:35. And again, tomorrow is Wine Wednesday. Come out to Hamlin Sports Complex and get half off all wine and ciders. Keep it locked here on the Drifters live stream. See you tomorrow. I'm Knight Uretsky saying so long from Hamlin Sports Complex. See you tomorrow.